We have a global talent development program that empowers local teams, players, and talents to reach their full potential. Let's make 2025 an unforgettable year for Free Fire Esports fans. Together, we'll create a vibrant and exciting competitive scene where legends are shaped.
São 17 pontos na mão deles e 3 times brasileiros zerados.
A missão difícil mas no fim das contas são 6 quedas que vão ditar quem vai ser o grande campeão.
Será que o Bops pode ser um jogador que vai ganhar 2 títulos seguidos no Mundial? Será?
Respira, entrega nas mãos de Deus, vamos fazer dar certo, tá bom? Marcha, mano, nós ganharemos, mano. Nós venceremos, nós venceremos, rapaziada. Nós iremos vencer, mano.
O sexto mapa é Kalahari, mas nós sabemos que não foi fácil chegar até aqui. O Mundial no Rio foi uma grande felicidade pra todos nós.
Mano, aí eu, fiquei na mente assim, caraca, eu tenho que ganhar logo em casa, minha família vai estar. Quem não gosta de ganhar em casa?
Quando anunciou que teria torcida, eu fiquei muito feliz porque poderia ser campeão e mostrar pra minha mãe, pro meu pai presencialmente, pra minha irmã presencialmente. Para os fãs do Fluxo presencialmente.
Tá do nosso lado, tá na nossa casa, a gente vai defender o título em casa. É o Brasil, não iríamos fazer feio pra nossa torcida, né? Todo mundo apoiando, vibrando, torcendo, gritando, não tem como. O troféu desceu ali, saiu do airdrop. Começa a entrar os times, aquela música, quando nós entra, barulheira do caramba, todo mundo empolgado, todo mundo feliz.
Então antes de entrar pro jogo lá, a gente tinha conversado que mesmo com a diferença de ponto ali de 17 pontos que eles tinham, a gente não queria saber, a gente ia atrás, ia buscar.
Ali eu falei, mano, hoje nós vamos fazer história novamente. Eu me arrepiei todo assim, a torcida gritando, a família lá em cima, não sabia pra onde olhar, até deu uma tropeçadinha na hora do palco.
Não aguenta coração, pega sua pipoca, porque a decolagem foi autorizada!
Pô, primeira queda, vamos se soltar, ficar tranquilo. Tirar um pouco do nervosismo, da euforia.
A gente dá um top 5 interessantíssimo pro Fluxo também, que consegue segurar muito bem essa colocação.
A gente ficou um pouco atrás, a gente falou, não, ainda dá, a gente sabe que dá. É 5 quedas, nosso time é o melhor time desse mundo.
Agora é hora! Agora é hora! É o bicho papão da game! Olha! Fluxo! É Buia brasileiro! A torcida faz barulho, coloca a arena carioca abaixo!
No primeiro buia, que foi na segunda queda, a gente ficou tranquilo, o primeiro buia, opa, tamo no jogo.
Tava todo mundo muito confiante.
Joena, o último jogador da squad pra cima dele! Nós somos o bicho papão desse game! Arena carioca transbordando! 3 partidas, 2 buias do Fluxo!
Nova Terra é o nosso melhor mapa, assim, em questão de pontuação.
Nós tínhamos ali a convicção de que a Bigetron poderia não cair com nós e poderia fazer um jogo mais tranquilo. Só que a Bigetron veio com nós. Parece que foi de um jeito pra prejudicar mesmo.
Abandonado, MT7, último jogador da squad, não! O Fluxo cai top 12. Acaba zerando numa partida que infelizmente não poderia zerar.
Não é possível, viu? Tomar no c, mano. Filho da puta ainda, Vitor.
Os caras conseguiram cair melhor, mataram a gente, caímos no top 12.
Depois daquela queda zerada, você dá uma respirada assim, aí você olha assim em volta.
Será que dá agora? Tomamos um choque de realidade, tá ligado?
O time todo em silêncio, a torcida em choque.
E a gente ficou 15 minutos assistindo a queda.
Então, dos outros 15 minutos, era um animando o outro pra última queda, falando, mano, vamos que dá, vamos que dá.
A gente sempre tem que acreditar, até o final.
Também que tropa. Então, última queda, pô. Última queda, cara. Acreditar até o final, rapaz. Vai ser sinistro, mano. Eu quebro esse palco, vamos trocar tiro toda hora, mano. Toda hora não trocar tiro, é isso.
E um dia antes eu liguei pra minha mãe, conversei bastante com ela. Nunca duvidei de mim mesmo. E aí foi uma classificatória muito difícil, onde eu comecei a duvidar de mim mesmo. E ela só falando, amanhã é o dia, a gente tá com você, vai dar tudo certo, vai estar lindo. Eu tô rodeado de pessoas que me amam, que confiam em mim. Eu tô com Deus, eu não tenho por que duvidar de mim. Amanhã vai ser o dia de novo e eu vou conseguir virar essa chave.
Quando eu fui na GH pela primeira vez, estava o troféu do Nobru, do troféu do Mundial. Eu olhei pro meu pai, eu olhei pro troféu e falei, ai pai, um dia eu vou ter um desse. Aí meu pai lembrou, tipo, meu pai falou comigo, meu pai falou, lembra daquele dia que você falou, que você me mostrou o troféu do Nobru, você falou que ia ter um desse, então, tipo, tô sentindo que vai ser amanhã, se Deus quiser, vai se realizar. E eu confio muito em você, confio muito nos meninos, que vai dar bom.
Pensar na família, mano, é o que mais faz seguir, é o que mais me fez seguir, o que mais me trouxe forças. Quando eu desacreditava, ali na quinta partida, que você pensava, mano, será que vai dar? Eles trouxeram uma esperança a mais, sabe, de que, mano, tudo é possível, eles acreditam em nós, então tudo é possível pra nós.
É isso, rapaziada. Respira, entrega nas mãos de Deus, vamos fazer dar certo, tá bom? Marcha, mano. Nós ganharemos, mano. Nós venceremos, rapaziada. Nós iremos vencer, mano.
Eu acho que, olhando assim, eu sou o espelho do time, então se eu demonstrar fraqueza, se eu demonstrar medo, o time vai ficar com medo, o time vai enfraquecer. Eu tenho que estar 100% confiante, eu tenho que trazer a confiança pro meu time.
Começou! É a última partida, nosso último game. É hora de fazer história. Tudo nosso, nada deles, pra cima!
Ali era a queda da nossa vida, a gente tinha que, o ano todo que nós treinamos, nós tínhamos que dedicar naquela queda.
A gente tava saindo ali do barco, subindo o morro, aí acho que foi o MT7 que fala, mano, tão chupetando reto em nós. E aí, tipo, começa a vir uns passarinhos assim, ó, 1, 2, 3, tudo caindo no chão assim, a gente matando muito fácil. Nós mata o águia, que isso, mano? 10 balas de lança no ult dos caras.
Viado. Bora, irmão. Vamos ser campeão. Bora, caralho. A gente não vai pegar aqui o dele. Eu não vou pegar um monte também. Olha o chupeta. Eu peguei um chupeta daqui.
Ele tá cheio de bala de lança, a gente vai dar bom, a gente vai matar um monte, a gente vai dar o buia.
Aí eu escutei eu acredito.
A gente soube coordenar certinho, o Bobs falando pra gente rodar direito. Foi os 4 rodando direito, os 4 rodando direito.
No final é só gritaria. Roda direita. Tava uma loucura, mas o que é importante é que dá pra entender. Gira direito.
E os caras rodando juntos, eles rodando junto. Mas a gente sabe a hora de parar, a gente sabe a hora de trocar tiro.
Direito, tô indo. Esquerda pulando. Escuta, roda mais. Tamo atrás de tu, Babel. Faz o gelo só. Tem direito.
A gente passa por baixo da escadinha assim, o Gil deita um e cai. E aí chega uma hora que não tem como mais girar, a gente bate de frente com os caras.
Paramos na hora certa, o Guti matou 3 lá, eu matei 2.
E nesse tempo que o Gil caiu, a Twitch começou a encostar, querer pegar nossas costas. Aí nós já deu dash aqui nas costas deles. E aí fica eu, Bops e MT7 contra 2 deles, né? Aí o Bops derruba um, o MT cai e fica 2x1.
O MLS consegue me derrubar também.
Mais um jogador no gelo, só tem Bobs e Guti. 2 jogadores agora, vambora Bobs, pra cima deles não!
Aí fica 1x1.
O Bops na hora lá, todo mundo, só mais tu.
Respira, irmão. Então, melhor.
Descobri que o Guti tem um gatilho, assim, pode-se dizer, em falar, sou mais você, sou mais a gente.
Aí eu falei, não, se eles eram mais eu também sou, vambora, pra cima deles. E não tinha como eu perder aquele X1 pela energia que eu tava naquela hora ali do time todo.
Eu pulo pro mesmo lado que ele, a gente se encontra e eu deletei ele sem nem perder vida. Mandei ele de volta pra casa, triste.
O Gutizinho conseguiu a kill histórica, porque sem ele o título não seria possível.
Vambora, Guti ainda no jogo, é contigo garoto, bate no peito, chama a responsa, vai que é tua!
Aí a gente foi lá, comemorou o buia e ficou tipo, caraca, será que deu certo? Será que não deu?
E aí? Deu nós? O que aconteceu? Como que tá?
Aí ainda bem que anunciou muito rápido, porque eu tava tremendo já.
A Camilota já começando a falar.
Grita junto comigo, Fluxo, equipe campeã! Parabéns!
Do Fluxo, equipe campeão.
Aí olha pro lado, o Guti já chorando muito. Mano, fala qualquer coisa e ele começa a chorar. A primeira reação é tirar o fone, começar a chorar assim, igual uma criança. Passa um filme na cabeça que você passou o ano todo, a vida toda, tipo, vivendo pro jogo. Aí mudou. Tá, eu não... Gente, não vou conseguir, eu acho. Esse assunto do Mundial é muito delicado.
chororô. Aí eu chorei, meu pai chorou, minha mãe chorou, aí meu irmão tava lá, meu sobrinho.
Então acho que esse título é para todos eles que me ajudaram a ser quem eu sou, me educaram e estiveram comigo nos meus melhores e meus piores momentos.
Uma palavra? Nossa senhora.
De gratidão. Acho que a palavra certa é gratidão. Gratidão? Gratidão é bom?
É realização.
Acho que união.
Grato por tudo, grato pelo título, grato pela minha família bem, meus amigos bem, todo mundo bem.
É muita emoção para a família ver um filho sendo campeão mundial.
Se tornamos uma das pessoas com mais título dentro do jogo. Bizarro, porque até ano passado, 2023, eu não tinha ganho nada ainda. Eu era só um moleque feliz jogando a LBFF.
Eu acho que nesse próximo mundial vão aprender a respeitar mais a gente.
E pra quando trombar com nós dentro de jogo, ficar em choque, sentir medo, tremer. Porque todo mundo sabe quando é nós. Os caras ficam em choque, os caras tremem, porque sabem que nós não vamos errar. Foi glorioso, foi grandioso, nós conseguimos. Nós somos campeões.
Okay.
Dear survivors, 2024 was a year of incredible plays and unforgettable moments. But legends are forged in the fires of competition. From zero to hero, the journey to victory starts again. 2025 promises even more intense action, more thrilling victories, and a legacy that will be shaped from passion. Let's dive into the roadmap and major changes of Free Fire Esports 2025. First up, let's have a look at the FFWS series. We're bringing you all the thrilling action from top-tier regional leagues in Brazil, Latin America, Southeast Asia, Middle East and Africa, and Pakistan. Pre-seasons leagues will happen in Feb to March, then most of the leagues will start around April 2025. 2 epic FFWS Sea offline showdowns are coming up. Hanoi, Vietnam for the spring season, and Bangkok, Thailand for the fall season. And of course, we're working on expanding our esports footprint by activating more regions in 2025. After dominating regional leagues, the elites will converge on Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for the EWC in July. Then, the ultimate battle arrives. FFWS Global Finals in Jakarta, Indonesia, birthplace of Free Fire esports legends. Prepare for an unforgettable spectacle. Next up is major changes in our format in 2025 to enhance audience experience. Get ready for a thrilling new format called Champion Rush. In the final match, teams race to achieve the Champion Rush point. Once a team hits that mark and secures the next Booyah, they are crowned champions. After 8 games, if we cannot find a champion team with Booyah, the highest ranking team will be the champion. This high-octane format will push our top players to their absolute limits, delivering adrenaline-fueled action in every final match. We also look for a new layer of strategic depth in 2025. We're implementing the unique active skill rule. Each team member must equip a different active skill, forcing teams to adapt and showcase diverse play styles in every match. And last, we keep building a stronger esports ecosystem. This year, we have a global talent development program that empowers local teams, players, and talents to reach their full potential. Let's make 2025 an unforgettable year for Free Fire esports fans. Together, we'll create a vibrant and exciting competitive scene where legends are shaped.
Salve, salve, galera carioca! O Irã tá na liderança, são 17 pontos na mão deles e 3 times brasileiros zerados.
A missão difícil mas no fim das contas são 6 quedas que vão ditar quem vai ser o grande campeão.
Será que o Bops pode ser um jogador que vai ganhar 2 títulos seguidos no Mundial? Será?
Respira, entrega nas mãos de Deus, vamos fazer dar certo, tá bom? Marcha, mano, nós ganharemos, mano. Nós venceremos, nós venceremos, rapaziada. Nós iremos vencer, mano.
O sexto mapa é Kalahari, mas nós sabemos que não foi fácil chegar até aqui. O Mundial no Rio foi uma grande felicidade pra todos nós.
Mano, aí eu, fiquei na mente assim, caraca, eu tenho que ganhar logo em casa, minha família vai estar. Quem não gosta de ganhar em casa?
Quando anunciou que teria torcida, eu fiquei muito feliz porque poderia ser campeão e mostrar para minha mãe, para meu pai presencialmente, para minha irmã presencialmente, para os fãs do Fluxo presencialmente.
Tá do nosso lado, tá na nossa casa, a gente vai defender o título em casa. É o Brasil, não iríamos fazer feio pra nossa torcida, né? Todo mundo apoiando, vibrando, torcendo, gritando, não tem como. O troféu desceu ali, saiu do airdrop. Começa a entrar os times. Aquela música, quando nós entra, barulheira do caramba. Todo mundo empolgado, todo mundo feliz.
Então, antes de entrar pro jogo lá, a gente tinha conversado que mesmo com a diferença de ponto ali, de 17 pontos que eles tinham, a gente não queria saber, a gente ia atrás, ia buscar.
Ali eu falei, mano, hoje nós vamos fazer história novamente. Eu me arrepiei todo assim, a torcida gritando, a família lá em cima, não sabia pra onde olhar. Até deu uma tropeçadinha na hora do palco.
Aguenta coração, pega sua pipoca, porque a decolagem foi autorizada!
Pô, primeira queda, vamos se soltar, ficar tranquilo, tirar um pouco do nervosismo, da euforia.
A gente dá um top 5 interessantíssimo pro Fluxo também, que consegue segurar muito bem essa colocação.
A gente ficou um pouco atrás, a gente falou, não, ainda dá, a gente sabe que dá. É 5 quedas, nosso time é o melhor time desse mundo.
Agora é hora! Agora é hora! É o bicho papão do endgame! Olha! Fluxo! É Booyah brasileiro! A torcida faz barulho, coloca a arena carioca abaixo!
No primeiro buia, que foi na segunda queda, a gente ficou tranquilo, o primeiro buia, opa, tamo no jogo.
Tava todo mundo muito confiante.
Joena, o último jogador da squad pra cima dele! Nós somos o bicho papão do endgame! Arena carioca transbordando! 3 partidas, 2 buias do Fluxo!
Nova Terra é o nosso melhor mapa, assim, em questão de pontuação.
Nós tínhamos ali a convicção de que a Bigetron poderia não cair com nós e poderia fazer um jogo mais tranquilo. Só que a Bigetron veio com nós. Parece que foi de um jeito pra prejudicar mesmo.
Abandonado, MT7, último jogador da squad, não! O Fluxo cai top 12. Acaba zerando numa partida que infelizmente não poderia zerar.
Não é possível, viu? Tomar no c, mano. Filho da puta ainda, Vitor.
Os caras conseguiram cair melhor, mataram a gente, caiu no top 12.
Depois daquela queda zerada, você dá uma respirada assim, aí você olha assim em volta.
Putz, será que dá agora? Tomamos um choque de realidade, tá ligado?
O time todo em silêncio, a torcida em choque.
E a gente ficou 15 minutos assistindo a queda.
Então, dos outros 15 minutos, era um animando o outro pra última queda, falando, mano, vamos que dá, vamos que dá.
A gente sempre tem que acreditar até o final.
Também que tropa. Tem última queda, pô. Última queda, cara. Acreditar, mano. Acreditar até o final, rapaz. Vai ser sinistro, mano. Eu quebro esse palco, vamos trocar tiro toda hora, mano. Toda hora nós vamos trocar tiro. É isso.
E um dia antes eu liguei pra minha mãe, conversei bastante com ela. Eu nunca duvidei de mim mesmo. E aí foi uma classificatória muito difícil, onde eu comecei a duvidar de mim mesmo. E ela só falando, amanhã é o dia, a gente tá com você, vai dar tudo certo, vai tá lindo. Eu tô rodeado de pessoas que me amam, que confiam em mim. Eu tô com Deus, eu não tenho por que duvidar de mim. Amanhã vai ser o dia de novo e eu vou conseguir virar essa chave.
Quando eu fui na GH pela primeira vez, estava o troféu do Nobru, do troféu do Mundial. Eu olhei pro meu pai, eu olhei pro troféu e falei, ai pai, um dia eu vou ter um desse. Aí meu pai lembrou, meu pai falou comigo, meu pai falou, lembra daquele dia que você falou, que você me mostrou o troféu do Nobru? Você falou que ia ter um desse, então, tô sentindo que vai ser amanhã. Se Deus quiser, vai se realizar. E eu confio muito em você, confio muito nos meninos, que vai dar bom.
Pensar na família, mano, é o que mais faz seguir, é o que mais me fez seguir, o que mais me trouxe forças. Quando eu desacreditava, ali na quinta partida, que você pensava, mano, será que vai dar? Eles trouxeram uma esperança a mais, sabe, de que, mano, tudo é possível. Eles acreditam em nós, então tudo é possível pra nós.
É isso, rapaziada. Respira, entrega nas mãos de Deus, vamos fazer dar certo, tá bom? Marcha, mano. Nós ganharemos, mano. Nós venceremos. Nós venceremos, rapaziada. Nós iremos vencer, mano.
Eu acho que, olhando assim, eu sou o espelho do time, então, se eu demonstrar fraqueza, ou se eu demonstrar medo, o time vai ficar com medo, o time vai enfraquecer. Eu tenho que estar 100% confiante, eu tenho que trazer a confiança pro meu time.
Começou! É a última partida, nosso último game. É hora de fazer história. Tudo nosso, nada deles, pra cima!
Ali era a queda da nossa vida, a gente tinha que... O ano todo que nós treinamos, nós tínhamos que dedicar naquela queda.
A gente tava saindo ali do barco, subindo o morro. Aí acho que foi MT7 que fala, mano, tão chupetando reto em nós. E aí, tipo, começa a vir uns passarinhos assim, ó, 1, 2, 3, tudo caindo no chão assim, a gente matando muito fácil. Nós mata o águia, que isso, mano? 10 balas de lança no ult dos caras.
Viado. Bora, irmão. Vamos ser campeão. Bora, caralho. A gente não vai pegar aqui o dele. Não vai pegar o mundo também. Olha o chupeta. Eu peguei um chupeta daqui.
Ele tá cheio de bala de lança, a gente vai dar bom, a gente vai matar um monte, a gente vai dar o buia.
Aí eu escutei eu acredito.
A gente soube coordenar certinho, o Bobs falando pra gente rodar direito. Foi os 4 rodando direito, os 4 rodando direito.
No final é só gritaria. Roda direita. Tava uma loucura, mas o que é importante é que dá pra entender. Gira direito.
E os caras rodando juntos, eles rodando junto. Mas a gente sabe a hora de parar, a gente sabe a hora de trocar tiro.
Direito, tô indo. Esquerda pulando. Rodando. Escuta, roda mais. Vamos atrás de tu, tem direito.
A gente passa por baixo da escadinha assim, o Gil deita um e cai. E aí chega uma hora que não tem como mais girar, a gente bate de frente com os caras.
Paramos na hora certa, o Guti matou 3 lá, eu matei 2.
E nesse tempo que o Gil caiu, a Twitch começou a encostar, querer pegar nossas costas. Aí nós já deu dash aqui nas costas deles. E aí fica eu, Bops MT7 contra 2 deles, né? Aí o Bops derruba um, o MT cai e fica 2x1.
O MLS consegue me derrubar também.
Mais um jogador no gel, só tem Bops e Boot. 2 jogadores agora, vambora Bops, pra cima deles não!
Aí fica 1x1.
O Bops na hora lá, todo mundo, sou mais tu.
Respira, irmão. Então melhor.
Descobri que o Guti tem um gatilho, assim, pode-se dizer, em falar, sou mais você, sou mais a gente.
Aí eu falei, não, se eles eram mais eu também sou, vambora, pra cima deles. E não tinha como eu perder aquele X1 pela energia que eu tava naquela hora ali do time todo.
Eu pulo pro mesmo lado que ele, a gente se encontra e eu deletei ele sem nem perder vida. Mandei ele de volta pra casa, triste.
O Butizinho conseguiu a tua histórica, porque sem ele o título não seria possível.
Vambora, Boot ainda no jogo, é contigo garoto, bate no peito, chama a responsa, vai que é tua!
Aí a gente foi lá, comemorou o buia e ficou tipo, caraca, será que deu certo? Será que não deu?
E aí? Deu nós? O que aconteceu? Como que tá?
Aí ainda bem que eu não sou muito rápido, porque eu tava tremendo já.
A Camilota já começando a falar.
Grita junto comigo! Fluxo, equipe campeã! Brasil! Parabéns!
Do Fluxo, equipe campeão.
Aí eu olho pro lado, o Guti já chorando muito. Mano, fala qualquer coisa e ele começa a chorar. A primeira reação é tirar o fone, começar a chorar assim, igual uma criança. Passa um filme na cabeça que você passou o ano todo, a vida toda, tipo, vivendo pro jogo. Aí mudou tudo. Eu não, gente, não vou conseguir, eu acho. Esse assunto do Mundial é muito delicado.
Chororô. Aí eu chorei, meu pai chorou, minha mãe chorou, aí meu irmão tava lá, meu sobrinho.
Então acho que esse título é para todos eles que me ajudaram a ser quem eu sou, me educaram e estiveram comigo nos meus melhores e meus piores momentos.
Uma palavra? Nossa senhora.
De gratidão. Acho que a palavra certa é gratidão. Gratidão? Gratidão é bom?
É realização.
Acho que união.
Grato por tudo, grato pelo título, grato pela minha família bem, meus amigos bem, todo mundo bem.
É muita emoção para a família ver um filho sendo campeão.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, and this is the Free Fire World Series 2025 Southeast Asia preseason, and we are on the most awaited, much anticipated Grand Finals for Battle Royale. Only a few steps away from the conclusion of this competition and how each team has adapted or managed to adapt to all the changes that happened in Free Fire. On the caster's desk, I am Neptune the Gentleman Garcia. Together with me is the one and only Mustachio AJ.
It's such a pleasure to be here, Neptune, with you. It is the grand finals of our preseason Battle Royale. $30,000 on the line. We've kicked 6 out of 18 teams already. We are here with the top 12 yesterday. We saw our point rush. We saw some insane rushes to grab those double points in match number 6 as well. It did shake up the leaderboard quite a little bit. Now, we also did see many instances where the champion rush point could have come into play and Buriram could have just like that become the champion, right? Multiple times they could have done it. Only 2 teams were capable of activating the champion rush point by the end of game number 6. So that was like a little bit of a preview of what we could see here today. But of course, what's exactly going to happen? We'll have to wait, man. I mean, they've got like 4 days of rehearsal already to prepare for this day.
And that's one thing. I mean, once you have a preview, there's a good chance that you will be countering that if you're on the losing end. So some of the teams who didn't really perform that well, who missed out on an opportunity, might be turning it around. And also, this is the chance really that some teams might be like really gatekeeping those who want to grab that booyah after reaching the condition.
Absolutely. And of course, let's take a look at some of the information here about the competition if this is the first day you're tuning in, right? Once again, the prize pool, $30,000 on the line here for the Battle Royale. As a matter of fact, we have $50,000, but the preseason is divided into Battle Royale and Clash Squad. So the first 5 days is for BR. Today's the final day for the Battle Royale segment. Next weekend, on Saturday and Sunday, you guys get to view Clash Squad. So $20,000 is there, $30,000 here for a total of $50,000 now.
And also the MVP will be getting that $500 in addition, if in case they will be the ones or in addition to everything, regardless of which place they are in this battle. And as we look at the timeline right now, this is what happened and what will be happening all throughout this competition. Knockout stage, 3 days only. Point rush happened yesterday and today, the grand finals. The grandest of grand finals that I would say, because I'm excited on how the champion rush will be done by the teams in Battle Royale.
Absolutely. Cannot wait to see what's going to happen out there. Teams are going to go berserk from the very start of the competition, I believe, because everybody should be aiming to rush for the 80 points as quickly as possible. But of course, that could be a double-edged sword for some of the teams out there. Rushing too early could also mean an early demise, and they won't be able to pick up the points that is required to activate the champion rush by the time some of their opponents do exactly that, right? The tournament format, as you guys have already heard, the knockout phase has started, point rush has concluded. Now we are on the grand finals, and this is where we get to see for the first time here at the Free Fire pre-season for Southeast Asia 2025, the champion rush for the final day, Neptune.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of change, a lot of new things has happened already, is being implemented, and we're going to explain a little bit more in a bit. But you can see that already at the bottom of your screen. We have the new game rules with a unique active skill, the double elimination, as AJ mentioned, the champion rush for today. This is the final day. For the point system, it doesn't change. It is working, and it will stay as it is. The booyah will get you that 12 additional point, and goes 9 from 9 tapers down up until 10, and 11 and 12 will get nothing unless they get elimination points. And if it is the last match of the, or rather, it's no more of the double elimination will be happening, because this is the grand finals. It only happened in knockout stage as well as point rush day.
I would like to put in a request with Garena Free Fire to also allow us to witness the savagery of the double points on the game number 6, not the final game, right? Game number 6 of the grand finals day as well. I think it will be a game changer. I think it'll be so much of chaos. It'll just be insane, right? But of course, if we do have a tiebreaker situation, which we actually did see in the knockout stage to look at which is that 12th team to make it through, and Toda made it through on the 12th spot after taking it away from Core Memory. We look at the number of booyahs followed by the total number of eliminations. This is what Toda won on, and even if that fails, we look at the survival ranks of the final gameplay.
Yeah, and for those who doesn't see how it works, survival ranks definitely doesn't have any tie, and this is where those will be broken off. We haven't gotten there just yet. Step 3 is still out of touch. It's still uncharted area for Free Fire fans, but this is something new as well. We've seen this for the past 4 days, a unique active skill that has been used by the team. If in case there will be a double in terms of selection, they'll need to change it, and they are being forced to do so that they can also utilize all the skills to their advantage. And for some, it really is working.
Most definitely, and for some teams you can see them going through the experiments of bringing in a different lineup of active and passive skills for different maps that they go into. So that was really interesting as well. It seems like Buriram is onto something. Some other teams, they just have that single active passive skill combination laid out for the squad, and they use it, they rinse and repeat on every single map every single day of the competition. So they're not, it seems like they are pretty headstrong on what they have discovered already. So we'll see exactly who got that formula right. Now this is the format of the champion rush that you were walking us through earlier on, Neptune. The rule is simple. Teams will rush to get to 80 points on the leaderboard. Once they get to 80 points, they activate the champion rush point condition. Basically what this means is if that particular team that has activated this achieves a booyah in the next game, they become the champion. If there is no booyah from that particular team or teams, we will play another game up to a maximum of 8 games. So with the champion rush condition, if they don't achieve that booyah after the 8th game, we look at the team with the most number of points and they will be declared champion.
Yeah, definitely a great explanation for that champion rush, and now we are going to witness that. Now, grand finals team list. These are the teams who get to the top 12 after 3 days of knockout stage, went in yesterday in the point rush, and now are still back. All Gamer Global, Bermuda United Esports, They United, Apollo, Evo's Divine, Team Falcons, Heavy, Hua Esports, Onyx Olympus, RRQ Kazu, Todak, Twisted Mind, and WAG.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And of course, these teams, they have all proven their worth already. Yesterday, we saw some of them struggle just a little bit, right? We know Toda did not have a fantastic day yesterday, trying to pick up points for themselves. Dewa United as well. It was a day where they struggled. So for these teams, no extra points here in terms of head start. But when you look at teams at the very top, teams like Buriram United Esports, extra 10 points, which means they only need to secure 70 points today before they start playing for the title of champion of the preseason.
Which makes them a little bit more deadly at this point. I mean, they have been deadly on a knockout stage. They started off slow, but they've shown their prowess in day number 1, and then day number 3, they really took it away. And then in point rush, they really brought it all away. That it is a very far in terms of how Falcons is catching up. And with that additional 10 points, it's just like putting more pressure for the rest of the teams to be able to go against this team of Buriram United.
Absolutely, man. Twisted Minds, a team that fought valiantly yesterday but had their spots taken away by teams like AG Global and Falcons, which was a true shocker because AG Global just struggled in the knockout stage, and at point rush they were a different beast altogether, grabbing a total of 5 points. Twisted Minds only able to walk away with a total of 2. That's a little surprising because you look at the names like Saming, Nameless, and all these guys are top fraggers of the league usually, right? They haven't been hitting hard recently.
Yeah, I mean, not quite sure what the slowdown is. Not quite sure if there's anything that has changed, but we've seen signs of hope. In day number 1, in knockout stage, they're the one in stop on the top with breaking through 100 points on that day, and we've seen so much of aggression from them. What we want, what we have been asking from Twisted Mind, but I guess with the adjustment that has been done, their anticipation of them still dominating all those elimination has been overtaken by those who utilize that, like their mistakes, and is now countering all those attacks.
Absolutely, man. And of course, being able to counter these tactics is exactly what these teams need to focus on in the preseason here, because it's just giving them some, early questions before the examination, right? Basically, you already know what questions are going to be asked. You just have to go there, put the right answer down. You even have a little bit of time to go look for the right answer and not even have to pull it out from the depths of your brain, right? Which, can be difficult sometimes. So you just get there and you ace that exam. This is exactly what we're looking for these teams to do when we get to the real thing. This preseason is a preview for them as to what they should expect when we get to the real season.
Yeah, I mean, so from what we've seen so far, knockout stage, point rush, and even by the end of today, it will, or hopefully it would definitely change when it comes to the actual season from the spring for the FFWS Southeast Asia, because it wouldn't matter if they're not learning anything from the preseason. This is a goal by Garena Free Fire to be able to let the teams feel how it is when you go against different region using the different formats.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, they kind of have a little bit of a taste of what the new format is like already with their local region. But playing it on the Southeast Asian region with monsters out there on the battlefield obviously feels different, right? And clearly it feels different for, Vietnam, Indonesia, because you've got one Thai team just whooping everybody into shape, and their name is Buriram. But they can all rest easy, because this is Buriram is the best before the grand finals, right? When it comes to the grand finals, this is where Buriram stumbles. Buriram has stumbled many a times. They've also managed to take it through all the way many a times, right? So it's all dependent on which version of Buriram the rest of the teams get out there today. That's going to determine whether or not their luck is high or low net.
Yeah, well, speaking of version, there's different version of what we often see in terms of schedule. Apart from the random 5-map order, we have additional 6, 7, and 8 in anticipation on how long they are going to take to get to that championship condition. So let's see if they'll be able to bring it through to game number 8. But we've seen and calculated that it is possible that the team will be able to finish this in game 4 or 5.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, there is a possibility here that it ends much before that. We don't know. It's all up to the monsters of the day. And I'm excited. Thank you, Garena Free Fire, for making this a reality, for getting me excited about this after years of doing. No, it's so rare, Nep. It's really, really rare, right? Because you usually get jaded. You usually get bored of the same old. And we've had new rules in the past, okay?
Yeah.
I've been 50-50 on some rules. I've been, happy with some rules, but nothing has gotten me this excited. I think the double points as well as Champion Rush is just really a game changer. But let's take a look at the top 3 on this map as well, just so that we can get a rough idea of what kind of dominance we can witness out there, right? Buriram, obviously. 2 booyahs here already. we saw, because they missed. We are starting off exactly like how we started off yesterday. We started at Nexterra. It was RRQ with the Booyah. Buriram missed. And then we ended with Nexterra. And Buriram made a amazing comeback on that 6th game, right? So we kind of know what we're going to see.
Well, we will see if they still miss. I know Buriram, once they miss a booyah, once they miss their shot, they wouldn't let it happen. Thus the story that happened yesterday. So this is just a continuation that they might be able to take it all the way, like booyahs after booyahs after booyahs once again. But it's left to be seen. That is assumption based on historical data, but there's still a lot of factors, a lot of variables that might change that today.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, man. And you know what? Just like how I like the new rules, I also like the light behind you. You're actually glowing. You've got a purple aura, Neptune. It's pretty cool, man. I don't know how I missed it.
That was intended.
It wasn't intended, but it came out well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, game number 1 in Nexterra, baby. Let's kick it.
We have just started, but now we've already taken the next step. Next era is our map. Our flight path is still favorable all throughout from Plazaria, all throughout Intellect Center, and let's see if there will be any hot crops that will be happening similar to what we've seen from the past days.
And it looks like EVOS Divine is going to be pretty chill. Grav Labs belongs to them. Nobody else is going to be dropping by Museum. They know the monsters Buriram are there. I'm actually surprised. I was expecting someone to go in there for the hot drop and take out the monsters early so that they don't become a nuisance. I mean, you know how Buriram can end this like literally in game 4 now.
Yeah, I mean, that is one thing that we want to see, but no one wants to risk it. But for our RQ, they wanted to risk it against Todak, and Videls has gone down. For the other side, we also have a battle between Heavy and Daewoo United, but continuing on, 2 eliminations already being taken by RRQ.
Amazing stuff, RRQ, but really, these boys are going to be hitting that revive instantly. Not perturbed by this at all. Crime rotating around. Dutch knows exactly what to expect. Pulls out a good blue wall. And Heavy taken out prematurely here, just as we reach that 1 minute mark.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same story, different team, but still it is happening. But for Dutch and the rest of the team of RRQ, that was a 1v2, and even the jump doesn't really make way for Onyx Olympus. Now, 4 eliminations already and still more to go. 2 on the ground, and Sairu might be the one next, as Maal is already going in for the chase.
Yeah, 4 eliminations. Super solid start for RRQ. I mean, both of us exactly what they're capable of. Abe! My God, turned around a little bit too late, and obviously the Trogon's going to be able to get you down in that way. Sairu has got the mini Uzi. Now he picks up the M590 from the hands of his opponent Abe as well. 18 Deer has been called upon as backup. Maal from the back. 18 Deer from the front. Sairu really low. Has got 1 medkit. Oh, they wait for 3 players to come through before going in for the shutdown. And Dutz gets the quadra.
They didn't even close. It didn't even take down that glue wall. It just expired and they started shooting. And let's see how this is going to happen now. For Twisted Mind, they have taken 1 already in the battlefield. And we still have Team Falcons surrounding them or make that above them. And though they are not making a move, they have that idea. So all they have to do is wait, and let's see if they can take him down.
Look at them building a DIY stairway to get to the top. That's really smart, and what a big brain play by the Twisted Minds.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, don't have to go to the stairs. Definitely eyes would be on that area because of how narrow it is. And, I mean, Twisted Minds. Big brains, definitely. That is on their name.
I mean, that was beauty, bro. DIY stairway. Peekaboo. Down you go. Thank you for the point. Dewa United needs a couple of shots here from X-Ball. Oh, he's going up against an AC-80. Adrian might just be able to punish him here. VSK up against 4 players may not be the best of ideas, but WAG slowly assembling around is to go in here for that full engagement. WAG, one of those teams that I expected to pick up some solid points yesterday, but they picked up nothing then.
Yeah, I mean, no additional points, no head start points, and they had to do it all over again to be able to catch up. And we've seen them. I know they can do it. They're the ones who were able to get a few lead compared to the other Vietnamese team, but I guess they'll have to show it right now when Videls, another takedown on him after being taken down earlier by Twisted Mind, and Team Falcons the one getting that point. 2 points though, a little slow for Team Falcons, but this is one of their usual way. They take it slow, doesn't really rush in. They are strategical on their approach.
Absolutely. No reason to rush in at all. You know you need to get to that final circle. You know you're capable of taking down your opponents, so no need to flex it too early and then pay the high price for some sort of a boo-boo. These placement points are expensive, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it is expensive. And let's see if anyone will be paying that price for that expense. But for Todak, it's not looking good. Videls has been spotted to be taken down once again, but Razia right now sees death from above, and the ones at the bottom from Evo's Divine are just a distraction as well as a finisher for those knockdowns.
Oh, FGL, thank God. M590 in hand, turns the corner, finds no one. And they are just running round and round as Apex finds the Zom. ABCD spotted out. Look at Ray, try to shut him down from afar. But the M590 needs a shorter range than that. And that's the kind of range I'm talking about. ABCD turned around, but all he met was death.
Death indeed, as well as Ray. But A124 will be there to be used before they gang up on him. And another one being taken down by Team Falcons. 3 eliminations, just picking off all those stragglers in this battle, and we are now heading into the second phase of the circle. Now, we have yet to see what position they will be taking in a bit, but for Team Falcons, they're already on the edge of the next phase.
Now, circle. Moving in. Oh, let's talk about it, circle, bro. The timing of the circle these days, down 10 minutes and we are already in a heated situation because of how small that circle becomes. I love it, right? We get the action so much more earlier, and it's not like the game is designed to end earlier because, these teams are tactical enough to kind of like drag out time until that circle starts to move locations from that final moment, and that's when, extra chaos breaks out. You gotta love it, bro.
I mean, they need to let go of the med strats. They need to let go of those, like, just camping until the final moment it closes. There's so many booyahs that has been taken just for that scenario. Though, it is exciting to see who will be able to pull it off. But for us, if it happens time after time, it do become boring.
Yeah, they first tried that mechanism in Clash Squad, and very happy to see that it is finally applied here in competitive BR as well. It's most definitely going to make a huge difference. It has been making a huge difference in terms of, like you pointed out, the medkit gameplays that were quite, it's nice to watch it once in a while, not all the time. Buriram gets a double off of Hua Esports, and this is... I don't think they're going to be rushing anytime now. They've been rotating very, very decently. Surprisingly, Buriram just hasn't come across that many teams.
Yeah, that's one thing though. This is one of the approach that we've seen from the previous day coming from Hua Esports. Like, they keep moving around. They're not staying in one area. And at that moment, they grabbed a lot of elimination, even against those from Buriram. So let's see if those adapting it a little bit into their gameplay will be able to capitalize. But speaking of Hua Esports, no eliminations just yet. 2 of them has been revived, though it still look like that they are having some trouble.
Yeah, most definitely. Evo's Divine circling on around. 9 more teams left in here, and that's still quite a lot. 36 players. Circle 3 is going to... Circle 4 is just going to be absolutely chaotic if we don't down the numbers. And as I talk about down in the numbers, Dew finds the shot from afar. They were united, loses 1 player. WAG up against RRQ as well. Looks like RRQ is being tortured by 2 squads at the same time. Barros up on the roof. M590 in hand. Try to circle to the back. Looking for a backstab. Players out of the way though. And it will be the launch pad that comes into the save for Dewa United. And AG Global can go in for the chase if they want to.
Yeah, if they want to. But I guess, like, they were United landing a little bit early, they don't have that much of a chance. So double tactics, they are using a vehicle plus a portal go. They will be splitting up, and I'm quite sure if this is a smart move because, as you mentioned, it is going to be a little bit tight as we go into the 3rd phase. But speaking of tight, Buriram United might be in a tight squeeze against RRQ if in case they will not be able to take shots. But Jonah doesn't really slow down. He wants to get that point.
Yeah, most definitely. Up against RRQ, though, this could be risky. Jonah missing at the very final moment. Lucky for RRQ because Twisted Minds right in front of RRQ to play the distraction as well. Now, the one blessing here for RRQ is that Evo's Divine has appeared. If they start engaging with Buriram, this is going to slow down the Thai Giants, and that's exactly what happens. Buriram turning around, spotting out Evo's Divine, now starts firing down at them.
Yeah, and speaking of down, there goes Daewoo United down for the count after the chase that has been done by AG Global. Down to 8 we go, and a 4v4 happening on both sides of this area is bound to happen. So we have Evo's Divine, Bermuda United, and on the other side, it's RRQ and Twisted Mind. But it seems like Twisted Mind looks like on a losing end earlier last time we saw them. So let's see if they've recovered already as we wait for this battle to continue.
GS50 in the hands of Jonah is very dangerous. The man's just shooting through a window. We have seen a couple of times where the grenade launchers have turned against Mr. Jonah, taking him down and then forcing the rest of his team members to fall as well. Or Moshi just going on this solo spree. We've seen that one too many times already. But it's a good rotation for Buriram to get closer down the circle, avoiding confrontation with EVOS Divine, who held a very decent defensive position, waiting to charge at Buriram if the need was there. And the fight between Twisted Minds and RRQ seems to have died down as well now.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want to be exposing themselves if they rush onto RRQ, even against Evo's Divine, because those already in the middle of the circle or have spotted them earlier on after being chased by Bermuda United might turn around and try to take them down. So they want to slow it down. On fire right now, takes down Twisted Mind. So they're joining that battle as well from the RRQ and the Twisted Mind team.
You mean they're interfering in the battle? Nobody invited these people, all right? Falcons sticking their noses or their beaks where they don't belong. WAG. Almost! What a trap set up by WAG. Grenade's gonna bounce off. On fire, almost ate the big one there as two players from the side of WAG just stood by the very corner of that entrance. And now here comes an opportunity to go in for the access, but Falcons is dropping a glue wall in front of themselves. Time Turner pulled out as well for the entry through the doorway. And now pushing forth one by one. Peter with a jump shot, but doesn't find a clean connection just yet. Has to back down.
As to back down, Limix X7 has been taken down. WAG still maintain their hold of this compound, but with the loss of one player, Team Falcons might be backing away, and the tables are being turned. They're the ones on the run, and WAG will try to bring havoc in that fight. But for Evo's Divine, though, they will be taken down by Bermuda United. We are down to 7 teams and 25 survivors fighting.
Twisted Minds and Falcons both shooting at WAG. They managed to get one knock earlier, Twisted Minds, but the pickup was way too quick. The Vietnamese squad dropping those glue walls, going in for the save on their friend. Falcons now 3 members left on their side, dealing with the damage from the blue on top of everything else. This just got so much more harder. The defense is going down. Twisted Minds taking the shot. RRQ taking those shots. Saming getting the shot through the glue wall. M82B in action. And Twisted Minds not gonna let go of this opportunity. Boy gets picked up instantly. Falcons still 3 members. RRQ now getting the drop onto Karoro, and it looks like he expires before they can go in for that pickup. Falcons, they are getting hurt.
They are getting hurt, and I'm feeling bad for them because all the chaos that's happening inside the circle, their focus is on them, and it is making it tough for Team Falcons to get in. Now, Bermuda United is in front of them. With the loss of Get High, there will be a little bit of loss in sustainability for the team because of the skills that he is using. But for Abe, all he had to do is hang back and wait. 16 remaining after one. Esports has been eliminated, and AG Global on top. Abe might be spotted.
I mean, bro, Falcons, they just sneaked in. Wasana saw 2 players sneaking in. He went out there and he soloed 2 players from the side of Falcons. Wasana, the madman, the dedication to his job. I want to see exactly what sort of a build he is on, because these boys from Buriram, they have been experimenting, and clearly Wasana's figured out a super tank build. He's a tank. He's a monster. He's a monstrous tank, and those points in the end of this lobby will show exactly that. Now let's see exactly what this standoff is going to bring us. Names from the side of AG to Twisted Minds. Twisted Minds tossing out those glue wall melters onto WAG. Buriram, though, going in for the mission. They want to fight, and they want to fight now.
Masana right now going in for the rush, but will be stopped because one of the players has went into the compound. RRQ has been taken down by a Bay, and that is from afar, not even the ones close to them, which is AG Global and Buriram United. Now, it is a 4v3, wherein Buriram United has lost one of their players, and let's see if they'll be able to steal a Booyah. This time around, it might be tough, but they might be able to pull it off.
The Circle's leaving everybody high and dry. Circle's moving to where nobody is there and saying, come join me if you want to live. It is Buriram United from afar, but AG Global being toasted by Twisted Minds from that second floor. Buriram right down. Oh my lord, everybody's here. This is the party house, Neptune. But WAG says, Mama's calling. I gotta go back home early.
Yeah, I mean, let's see how well they will be able to flank and go back home. But Twisted Mind, smart move for them not to move out of the compound just yet because they know that they're surrounded. And the same goes for the rest of the teams. As they know that Twisted Mind is above them, they will not be moving. So all of them will just be chasing the leader, follow the leader at this point, and only motion remains for Buriram United. But for Twisted Mind, there's still a full squad. And there you have it. The Buriram United team has been taken down. Twisted Mind will be stealing this from all of them, and they grab that Booyah.
Well-deserved Booyah. And obviously with WAG being the first ones to leave the party, we thought they were the first ones to get home. But unfortunately, they stayed back. Peer pressure, bro. They said, bro, just come back. One more hour. They turned around and, Buriram, they did them in. Unfortunate for them. But Buriram as well, they had their backs turned to Twisted Minds as they went in for a full engagement with WAG. The Circle putting pressure on both these squads, taking away a lot of HP. Twisted Minds finishing the job from the back. They had nobody shooting at them, so they were totally free to take a pick on anyone and take their lives. Fantastically done at the end of the day. Luck just wasn't on the side of the Vietnamese squad as they had to face 3 Thai giants.
Yeah, I mean, how Twisted Mind timed that final moment is so well. And they were targeting AG Global as well before Buriram United went in. Now, they have the rooftop. And even if they have a chance to move along, they know that they will be spotted with all those shots and with all those M590 available. So they just waited, went into the other side where WAG is not taking. So, keeping your distance, we've seen this before and it worked.
Yeah, keeping a distance, playing the terrain to their advantage as well. There was a boulder there. They had already dropped 2 glue walls to cover that boulder, so they had a lot of space to play that rotation, and they knew 2 teams were going to go on the opposite side, and obviously that's going to result in an engagement which opens the battlefield for Twisted Minds, and they predicted that very, very well. They allowed WAG to do that damage and then flanked on from that right-hand side to get the final say in this match. Once again, very well-deserved Booyah, very well thought out, high IQ play from Twisted Minds, not just from the ending part of this match. It was all throughout them.
Yeah, all throughout indeed. They are keeping their distance from some of the engagement, just picking a few, and it's the slowdown of their aggressiveness is paying off this time around. They're being more tactical and grabbing Booyahs, and this is what we are asking for, especially in this championship Sunday. We're in the Booyah. The Booyah is very, very important.
The Booyah is extremely important, unless, of course, by some weird... Because I don't know exactly which one will get me more excited, right? The fact that a few teams activate the champion rush condition, and they are just waiting for their Booyah, and they never find that Booyah till the end of Game 8, which would be pretty dope, right? Yeah. Or alternatively, teams reaching this champion rush condition early and then ending the competition early. I'm divided. I think I would lose my mind over either one of these 2 scenarios. I am very happy that we have a preseason, because maybe we can have one condition or one scenario here and then the other scenario. Can I decide things like that? Can we script this, bro?
Well, you can decide, but you can decide for yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna manifest it.
You can decide for yourself. I mean, the teams, they will be changing their ways with the feel and the taste of this preseason. And we keep saying this, even us, we are just feeling this type of competition between the Southeast Asian region just from this preseason, and they will change. They will need to change. Otherwise, it will still be a sum that would be dominating.
Yeah, no doubt at all, man. You know, it was a fantastic match. You know, as we watch the replay here, Buriram found a lot of dominance out there on the battlefield up to this very ending sequence where they had to battle both WAG and the Circle. But of course, let's look at our MVP of Twisted Minds as well. 7 eliminations for this champion. Diamond, the one and only, running the Coda. He's got Joseph as well as Nairi there, and Ford for his passive skills. This man was doing quite a lot, but I think the beauty of Twisted Minds was just the distance that they kept between themselves and the rest of the teams as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, keeping the distance really helped them in targeting, and we know how Saming really needed that information first before the rest of the teams will be able to make any move, and that's what they did. Even Diamond is not that rushy at some point. He's not that aggressive, and we know how Diamond and Nameless most of the time just lead the pack because of how they are connected with that Cassie, but no, they're slowing down. They don't want to risk anything just yet. They want to rank up on getting all those points first before they get into how their usual way are. But for the team stats right now, I mean, this is quite different. We have the Iris that has been pulled out by Saming, which really helps them in terms of penetrating to the blue walls and the area of effect of this. But yeah, overall, this is just good in terms of how they can sustain the aggression as well as their tactical support.
Yeah, it's really good that Saming has got the Iris there because it basically makes all of his snipers an M82B, right? So this guy tagging them up, being able to damage them through those blue walls. If he brings an AWM in combination with that Iris, you've got that Maro, the Moko Awaken as well. You've got Nikita. It makes him a deadly sniper on the battlefield. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of those shots at all. But overall, very interesting combination of active passive skills coming through from this squad. Taking a look at the points, nothing too massive in this first game. 24 points, 12 eliminations, and of course 12 from the Booyah for Twisted Minds. Behind them is AG Global with a total of 17 eliminations. They came in 4th, so 7 points for placements for them. Followed by Buriram and WAG, who are on 16 and 15.
Yeah, and this is something that we will want to see later once the head start point has been added. RRQ with 13, Evo's Vine with 9, Daewoo United with 8. The same goes with Team Falcons, WA Esports and Heavy from Vietnam with 5 and 1. All throughout the bottom, Heavy, Onyx, and Sodak. So it's not looking good for the bottom part of this standings, but again, we are still dealing with a possible 8 map day, so let's see if they'll be able to catch up.
Yeah, so at this point of time, Buriram United should be on the 2nd spot overall because they are in a tiebreaker situation with Twisted Minds, looking at the fact that they do have the additional points from Point Rush. And obviously, looking at the tiebreaker, Booyah will put Twisted Minds above Buriram. So this is how the table looks like at this point of time. It looks like the Thai teams are rushing to activate the champion rush point.
Actually, it's one thing. Twisted Mind really need this, or probably plan this already to, like, just doesn't go so aggressive. Go for sustainability because there's a lot to catch up if they want to beat Buriram United. And this time, for one game, they did, but they have to maintain this. They have to be consistent in this regard. Otherwise, they will be left behind. So there's still a long travel for Twisted Mind to go and stay on that #1 spot. But it is a good run for this team.
I mean, it was a fantastic run for the team so far. A little surprising that the Indonesians weren't able to do a lot of damage, make a lot of noise in this game. I was expecting to see more of them in that final circle, right? I was expecting either EVOS or RRQ. Surprising to not see either one of them there. But of course, I think it's a first game jitters kind of thing on this grand finals. We do have a couple of more matches for them to kind of catch up. And anyway, Nextera technically belonged to Buriram. We do see Falcons as well usually dominate, but you know, Wasana made sure that was going to be a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, takes down 2, soloing 2 outside of the blue. That's the one thing that Wasana really wants to do. But another threat for the rest of the teams is we're heading into Alpine, and missing that first map, not getting the Booyah. being given your favorite map or your most favorable map in terms of how they did in the past, Borneo United might be able to take this.
I actually would beg to differ with that point because, you know, I was just talking about the Indonesians, right? And Indonesians love Alpine. If we look at the overall stats, Onyx Olympus and RRQ have done very, very well here. Alongside them, EVOS Divine, 71 points in total. I really like that, right? So looking at... Okay, I think that this table is not very true. The top three on this map is actually Onyx, RRQ, as well as Toda. So we do see Toda and Onyx here. Buridam United, they are good, but just not that good, right? They did struggle quite a little bit, a total of 48 points. Teams like RRQ, for example, have got a few on their side as well. So there is a possibility we may see an all-out Indonesian run towards the end of this map instead.
Yeah, let's see on how that is going to turn up. Like all those things that has changed overall from knockout stage, even from the point rush. We've seen how everything has been shuffled in leaderboard, how everything is adapting, or no, not everyone, but a few teams are adapting quite well. The other teams are being left behind though. So let's see if they will be able to adapt this time around. This is the... Not only are we changing the format of the game, but the format of how the team will need to treat this game, because they need to be quick on their heels in making those changes. So let's see on how quick they can do that as we head into next map. It is Alpine that we jump into.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as we head on into Alpine, let's see. Oh, my Lord. I was just about to talk about this, but my goodness me, thank you, dearest Flight Path, for giving the teams a little bit of a challenge early game. Going to force a lot of hot drops here, Neptune.
Yeah, hot drops indeed, similar to what we've seen in knockout stage in the first match of knockout stage, if I'm mistaken, and that is something that would be chaotic for the team. But for Team Falcons, they have lost that opportunity earlier. A lot of pressure was on them, so this time they want to stack up onto the point, similar to what we've seen from Point Rush. Early on the first few matches, they have 4, 8, 12, and they haven't gotten away from their drop spot. So let's see if they can pull that off once again, as Hawaii Esports will be their first target.
Oh, Peter spotted out already. ABCD has got an MP40 in his hand. Peter has got a better SMG. ABCD is in a lot of trouble, but the Zom is on the way for the backup here as well. Electrotherapy applied already, and Peter, good use of the Rebel Rush. that Suya saves his life for the time being. And now Peter waiting for that backup. Here comes his buddy as well. Not so sure exactly who that is. Zom spotted out. And ABCD goes in for the rush, but still, they're just playing tag with each other.
Great timing on Peter using that Rebel Rush to get away from a possible demise, but a little bit of nade action on him, and Peter managed to get away on fire. Doesn't have any opening to get onto those shots, and Hawaii Esports taking advantage of their numbers against one, but not for sure of the ideation of on fire right here. Why didn't get it? But only a few HP. This might be it if Kerono can land this, but no, they just healed up and back and ready for battle.
My God. Okay, I don't know exactly what happened there because I think there was a misclick. On Fire tried to shoot, but he started punching the air. Okay, I think he accidentally put away his gun. I don't know what happened to that guy, but you know, he almost took down 2 players. The recovery almost was there, but I think he ran out of bullets right after. Unfortunate. It's just you hate to see it, but it happens even on the pro level, baby.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're at a loss in terms of using your weaponry, you have no choice. But for Todak right now, let's see if they will choose a different approach in this fight. Videl's the aggressive player of this team, and the rest of the teams are coming back from that revive. That is Baez, and Videl's is being a distraction for this team of Heavy, and let's see if this will work for them. Still no angle to hold, in spite of how much he moved already.
Vidal's getting the headshot onto Get Nice from afar. And Toda not going to be able to capitalize on that just yet. Oh, he traps. Good time turner to get him out of there. He takes the vehicle to get away. Calls back up. Vidal's gets sprayed down by Hans. My God, Traps just baited his own teammates.
And that's where's the Traps has been hit as well. It's a good thing that Baez is there for the backup and for the pickup as well. And Heavy is feeling a little bit heavy right now as Todak is now sparking up.
Yeah, good defense by the Malaysian squad there, Toda. And Heavy gets taken out. I think a little bit of a panic attack. But they had to bump into too many teams as they try to get away. EVOS Divine up against Onyx Olympus. WAG in the vicinity as well. A three-way battle about to break out. One team's about to get very unlucky if that happens.
Yeah, let's see on what or how luck will be changed by this team, as we're just waiting for how it is going to turn up. WAG is just backing away. EVOS Divine has recovered one of their teammates, but that might be the guy that will be chased by WAG, leaving the rest behind. Now we do have a battle that's happening. EVOS Divine and Onyx Olympus, they're still spread out and no clear view of who's going to win.
No clear view at all. Ray down on the ground. Abax, good play with the Rebel Rush, but he gets shut down as well from afar. Adam will have the M590 on for the pop, and Russia rushing out of there to say no thank you, baby. Has got a revival platform right in front of him that he can make good use of since he is kind of broke.
That's tough. That's tough. If you're broke, and for Peter, well, he's broken because he is just on fire at this point, especially with Team Falcons 5 already on this battle. WA Esports still being chased. This has been happening for quite some time, that WA Esports are the target in a lot of engagement, but this time they are holding their ways, and Peter will be back in the corner.
Oh, what a glue wall. Beautiful stuff on defense for Peter, and gets the glue wall drop, but makes one mistake. But he does manage to knock down ABCD before being sprayed down. So very well played by Peter. At least he slows down Hua for a little bit. But now Hua Esports with the advantage. ABCD burns down Kororo. The FGL shot was perfect through the wall. Falcons faltering, and therefore they retreat.
They retreat, and who's retreating? It's Buriram United being taken out, and none other by the team who stole that booyah from them earlier. I'm saying stole because most of the time they're the ones getting the booyah. So Twisted Mind, they are motivated.
As long as you are any other team other than Twisted Minds, they're all going to say they stole it, bro. They did some sort of magic out there and they stole it. Okay? We don't know what kind of magic they played. We got kicked out in the 12th spot. They stole it. But Twisted Minds kicking out Buriram. That's a good play by them. And this is what I was talking about earlier on as well, right? Buriram, you can count on them to really dominate at the knockout stages, point rush. But the grand finals, man, that's where they kind of like stumble, and they've disappointed many a times. It seems to be happening here as well. But of course, we can maybe mark this off as a one-time thing. Let's see how this play continues for them in a little bit. Buriram still does have 4 more opportunities. 8 in the air, up top, M590. What a glue wall! Instantly pulled out as he falls.
And Do right now being rushed in by 3 players, and 18 Deer might have gotten down, but the rest will not take it from him. Now, 4 eliminations already for RRQ, and they are still maintaining their position. Now, going back into how it feels on how Buriram United is not really taking all those booyah, we might feel that way, that they're not performing, because we want it to, or we want to see a scenario wherein the day will end early because of how aggressive Buriram United is in getting all those points. But since they're not the ones getting the points, then it might take longer in this fight.
Honestly, at this point of time, I really don't care how the day ends, man. I'm just going to be excited and happy no matter how it... No, because it's just that kind of a situation with the new rules that have been brought in, right? Either way, it's going to be an exciting damn day, all right? So y'all don't go anywhere. You sit here, all right? If you drank too much of water, you watch this on your phone. You bring your phone to the toilet, SUP, and you watch the show, all right? You cannot miss a moment.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one moment, especially from how it started on the knockout stage, one moment really changed a lot in terms of what result will be happening. They might be the like they could have been the ones getting the booyah already, but they are not. Like a few changes because of the skills that they're using didn't work for them, or they might be the ones in the #1 spot on the knockout stage, but because of the changes in the number of points, it does change.
Oh my god, they are all chasing him, but Apex actually managed to get away into the car, tried to drive away, but Abe just pops him through the hood of the car. But that's turned on by Ray as well. Esports Divine being hunted down by RRQ. What a rebel rush! What a rebel rush by Abe as he circles around, dropping aim guard. Ray's gonna get caught out as well. 18 Dia from the back. That's the glue wall. Abe once again. My god, this man is a monster.
Monster indeed. I mean, every time they get the booyah, this guy takes that MVP. 3 times MVP for the booyahs that has been taken by RRQ. And there's no slowing down from him. They have been shown in how M590 is deadly, and he is using it much deadlier.
If Abe needs to win that 500 USD for the MVP of the preseason, he needs to get the booyah for this game. He needs to be the MVP. Currently, he's tied with Moshi and Jonah with 3 MVPs each on the overall leaderboard of MVPs. The only thing here is Moshi and Jonah are in front of him because of the elimination. So this man, he needs the MVP title to beat these guys, because eliminations-wise, it's a lot to catch up to.
Yeah, definitely a lot. If he can take a lead on that MVP, and it is a chance as well for them because Bermuda United is out for 2 matches. So if in case RRQ will be able to get this time around, that would be a lead if he is the one getting that MVP. But for Team Falcons, it will be a loss right now. Esports, this has been dragging for so long. Battle between these 2 teams, and Peter might be fitting the hard end of this fight. And there you go. In spite of 7 eliminations, Team Falcons being broken down.
Yeah, Peter falls. Now, Limit is here, watching Hua Esports approach. He's got the circle. The portal goal! Limit wasn't expecting that.
No.
Holy Lord, now he gotta run. He was waiting. He was waiting to ambush them with a woodpecker one by one. He was already thinking of a scenario where he was going to get 3 headshots back to back. And then boom, portal go time.
And that is probably because the anticipation of the portal go not being used that much, and it's very rare that we see that. But now it has been used to a best advantage. Esports, who started this day at a very, very low in terms of a placement, now on that #1 spot with 11 elimination. A good chance for them to catch up, coming from the 9th place after the first game.
That's the beauty of Free Fire Esports, right?
Yes,
It doesn't matter how you did in the knockout stage. You just have to qualify in top 12. It doesn't matter how you did in Point Rush. What matters is this one day called the Grand Finals. You just need to do it well here. And as I talk about them, they find yet another point off of A-backs. Esports Divine getting toasted by Hua.
Yeah, that makes it 12 for them. For Onyx Olympus, though, we haven't seen them that much in the battlefield, but they do have 5 already. And for Evo's Divine, the team that is being chased and being taken down by Hua Esports needs to get away, but might be cut down by RRQ, who's waiting onto the other side of this river. It's a good thing Ray spots him, but this shot is a little bit too risky because all eyes would be on him, but that would be a distraction as one of their teammates will be going for the flank.
Aim God is actually driving outwards towards the blue, and I'm sure he's looking for a revival platform. Evo's Divine about to come into this matchup shortly with a full team revival, and I'm not liking that because they're going to give up extra points. Aim God brings back 1. as RRQ runs on in, being shot at by two teams at the same time. Dewa United shooting down at them. WAG taking the shots as well. Ray will find Ma'al. No eliminations yet. And so many players eliminated outside the circle, including Falcons.
Yeah, Team Falcons has met WA Esports once again, and that's where they receive a lot of damage. No choice but to be taken out by the blue. But speaking of no choice, WAG has rushed in already, giving Dewa United no choice but to fight. In spite of all the pressure that is being brought in by RRQ from the other side, they still managed to survive, and they are still a full squad.
Oh, look at WAG now coming in here, Grillin! He will drop them all with the grenade launcher. Monstrous push by WAG, and they take the tent over. That was a tent ambush. And my God, what a robbery.
Indeed, they robbed RRQ of the chance. RQ has been spotting Dewa United from afar, from those boulders, but WAG says, no, we are going to take this. We know that we can pull this off, and they did. And that clear-in is really, really quite well, doing quite well this time around, using that M79 grenade launcher. Now, three-way battle, potentially, will be happening here unless Onyx Olympus will be spotted by anyone surrounding them.
That was a hostile takeover of a tent. And RRQ now coming to visit this tent. What is so special about this tent, Neptune?
I don't know. There might be some gold buried in it. A lot of teams want to get in. And there it goes. Names, but the glue wall is stopping. And on the other side, elimination has happened. But surprisingly, we still have 7, or make that 6 teams remaining after AG Global has been eliminated.
Okay, RRQ saying goodbye to WAG. WAG defended themselves well enough to a point that RRQ said, you know what, guys? You do whatever you want. We don't want this tent anymore. We need to move. 13 more seconds. WAG needs to move as well. All those glue walls that they built up, now they need to break them down.
18 years like, you don't want to give us a tent. I'm going to throw this at you. I'm going to throw this at you. Now, here comes WAG. Says, you throw it as we're going to throw back and fire back as well. But Onyx Olympus has been waiting for the longest time. Out to open is WAG. This might be trouble for the Vietnamese team, being hunted and sprayed. And there you have it. RRQ managed to take them down. Only one remains, but it is still worth it as their end might be taken down in a bit, and they will be getting that 12.
Yeah, WAG shut down Onyx Olympus towards the very final moment, started firing at them as well, and RRQ just got the better of WAG. Why Esports finally taken out of the equation as well. Twisted Minds still alive. Twisted Minds maybe going for a back-to-back booyah here. Twisted Minds might just be going for the championship by the end of the day. The championship, the pre-season title by the end of the day. Let's see what happens. Maybe it's now Thailand versus Indonesia.
Yeah, let's see. Twisted Mind right now trying to back away. They have that monster truck that might be deadly once everything has been on point. Nades has been thrown, melters has been thrown, and that has disrupted the move of Onyx Olympus. Everyone's jumping in. M590 from Twisted Mind, and they are steamrolling this team. And
absolutely. Diamond and Saming just toasting them all. Twisted Minds with the back-to-back booyah, baby, on the opener here for the preseason's grand finals.
A scene that we rarely see from the Twisted Mind. Most of them dealing with taking enemies in front of them from the early parts of a game up until mid. But now that they're ending each map with a booyah, there is a huge chance definitely that they might end up as a champion of the preseason.
Holy mama. Dude, that was massive in terms of a game for Twisted Minds, and they were silent. We were not looking at them dance around all that too much, you know. They just stayed on the opposite side of the battlefield, allowed everybody else to do whatever they wanted to do, and then finally they come in there for the finisher. Absolutely phenomenal. And of course, Onyx Olympus, they put up a very good fight, but the way Twisted Minds played this, all those glue walls, every single thing from their backpacks were tossed at Onyx Olympus to make sure there were no defenses, and then they just ran into them. Onyx just had no response.
And Twisted Mind is all set up in breaking glue walls. they have the monster truck on standby. They have all those glue walls like saved up for that
Yeah.
specific moment, and they just used it all. Rain havoc with all those melters, and Onyx Olympus was as a loss because they couldn't really move that much without that much cover.
Absolutely, man. And of course, Twisted Minds from the high ground advantage as well. They were blessed with a little bit of luck because a lot of the engagements were happening on the opposite side of the battlefield. They could stay out of it. But of course, we have seen many lucky teams who go in for stupid moves, right? They go in and get involved a little bit too early and they bring that attention to themselves. Twisted Minds made no such moves. They waited for those opportune moments, and how they reacted towards the final sequence of battle shows exactly how twisted they are up there in their heads, right? Just take down their defenses first. Don't let them defend themselves. And all the last guy had was a boulder, and even the boulder didn't help the man.
The boulder cannot be moved. That is something that
the boulder just said, no, you defend yourself.
I mean, it's
Get your
tough,
blue
really.
wall to help you.
It's tough, really. I mean, having a lot of players from Twisted Mind ganging up on you. If you're solo,
Yeah.
there's no chance. But we've seen a similar approach with that final moment from Twisted Mind from what we've seen in Bermuda United. M590 in hand, jumping and shooting, and all they have to do first is clear out the area. And with all those melters, it did work. And I'm just looking at it in how they set up their skills, and I'm not seeing a Skylar for them. That's the reason why they stack up on those melters.
I mean, it's just amazing, right? You're not bringing in that Skylar, but you are already thinking ahead, bringing in all those blue wall melters, and they worked perfectly. There was just no defense for Onyx Olympus. Onyx Olympus did not expect that many melters all at the same time. That's like shooting, 3 Riptide Rhythms at them at the very same time, and them not having anything to stand behind, right? Crazy stuff, very well executed, and you gotta love it. I think the conditions were right for them as well towards the finishing end of that battle. And of course, the extra layer of chaos came through the moving circle. The final engagement moments, not only did they even have to worry about where Twisted Minds were coming from, they also had to worry about the circle that was about to leave them high and dry. It was just too much of chaos for them to handle. But of course, the MVP had no issues dealing with all of that chaos. The Hello Kitty lover, Twisted Minds Sa Ming. 6 eliminations, 4,172 on the damage, and 2 assists, bringing in the active Iris skill. And this was his go-to, right? Just firing at everybody's glue walls with the AWM, turning it into an M82B.
Yeah, I mean, just a different active skill overall from what we've seen in the past, but it is working for Saming. And again, the build is pretty much more of them expecting the final moment to have plenty of glue walls. Even with the Iris, even if they have that erected without the glue wall melter, they can still have a chance to take them down on a standoff. So let's see if later on, once every team or every players have shown their skills, and I believe there are a few changes in their setup compared to when they grabbed that blue earlier.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Because you've got the Iris, you get to have information of where these players are behind those blue walls. You get to shoot at them with the AWM. And if you mark them with the AWM, then his Awakened Moko just keeps them marked for about 11 seconds if they move, right? It's just a crazy build for Saming. It gives Twisted Minds a lot of information. And obviously that Maro just helps extra damage be laid out upon them based on the distance. So they had all of this figured out from the very start already, and it worked to them in their advantage.
Yeah, definitely. That is something that is quite evident right now in this preseason, wherein you doesn't have to stick for a specific set of skills.
Yeah.
You can change it around based on what happened in the previous one or what is working. And they need to have that prepared. It can also be used on a map advantage or probably on the situation advantage when it comes to that numbers. Because if they want to end and get another booyah, they can do a build where they can go for sustainability.
So in this next game, looking at the fact that they have gained 25 points here, in this next match, if they can get a total of 29 points, Twisted Minds, which is not impossible. 17 eliminations and the Booyah gets you 29 points. They would be able to activate Champion Rush, and they will be able to end the competition on map number 4, which is Kalahari. That is the possibility here for Twisted Minds.
Yeah, they're once closer to reaching that condition. Thus, it is possible that that would happen. And with the numbers per se, with the 29 points, we've seen that so many times in the knockout stage. It's not an impossible reach compared to what we were asking from yesterday. But this is it. The standings for today. And 29 points to be able to hit 80. For the rest, they are quite far. So I guess this is the plan of Twisted Mind going into their favor.
Now we head on into map number 3. That's Bermuda, baby. And on Bermuda, 3 teams, they find their domination there. RRQ, Buriram, and Falcons. Buriram have got 2 Booyahs here, but RRQ and Falcons are a pain here on this map as well. But Twisted Minds, they are on a whole new, winning trajectory. They might be able to join this list of top 3 as well, just purely out of that momentum. I wonder if or not this third Booyah is going to go to someone else, or if we're going to see Twisted Minds just pull off this phenomenal sweep and shock everyone.
It might happen either way, because Twisted Mind, they are on a roll. Something is working for them. Formula is working for them. Even the adjustment on the skills is working for them. They can maintain those, but that would be dependent on how the other teams are going to treat this in terms of the battle. But we just ended 2 maps. We're going to go for a quick break. When we return, the Championship Sunday will continue.
Welcome back, survivors. This is the Free Fire World Series Southeast Asia 2025 preseason battle royale. My name is AJ. I'm the Mustachio down here with Neptune, the gentleman Garcia. This is no any preseason. This is the grand finals of the preseason. 2 matches have elapsed already. 4 more, maybe 4 more games to go. We could have a situation where we have a total of 8 games thanks to this brand new format that we're playing with. And thus far, Twisted Minds are blazing through the competition, Neptune.
Yeah, definitely. They are twisting our minds right now on how they are like executing all those tactics. It seems like they're unseen until the final moment, and it's not just that. They are getting a lot of eliminations as well from afar. So they are capitalizing on how they use a sniper, as well as how can they get all those information before heading in, compared to their usual tactics wherein they rush first and then think later.
Yeah, I think, clearly what this is showing us is these boys were trying a variety of strategy out there on the battlefield to see what works for them, what doesn't work. And all of that learning has been well utilized here at the grand finals. They are able to avoid and engage with such a high level of precision, right? The accuracy in terms of execution, understanding when they'll be able to win a certain gunfight with the kind of utilities that they have on board. They've been able to really, really figure it out the first 2 games at least. So the consistency is very, very decent. Let's see if they can get that done on the following map of Bermuda as well. Because if you take a look at the grand scheme of things, how good is Twisted Minds on Alpine? Not so great. They are average, right? They're somewhere in the halfway point of the leaderboard for the Alpines map. And if you look at Bermuda, the same thing is there. They are just a mid-card team for Bermuda. But if the same was for Alpine, maybe they can go for a back-to-back booyah.
Does make sense. It does make sense because of how they are adjusting their gameplay, how are they reacting to the other teams. And Bermuda United, earlier they are quite excited and happy. I think right now they're starting to feel how they are being left out in terms of getting any booyah. So they're getting focused. And this is, well, this might be the Bermuda United that you don't want to go against in this next map.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And, Buriram is definitely not a team you want to take on in this next map of Bermuda for one good reason. They really know how to whoop on this map, right? 2 booyahs so far, the most out of any other teams, but they are not the team with the most number of points on Bermuda. RRQ is the team with the most number of points on Bermuda, and I think both of us can agree that RRQ really needs some points.
Yeah, they do need some points right now, and most of the time they are the ones in the lead. They are the ones getting so much point and going toe-to-toe against Bermuda United. But now Bermuda United is not showing up. RQ is being pushed down a little bit, but when we looked at the number earlier, they are tied with AG Global. But in terms of how it is in this battlefield, some engagement, they're not winning compared to what we've seen before.
Yeah, and you want to call that down to luck, or you want to call that down to the proficiency and the adrenaline pumping through the veins of their opponents. You can call it either way. It's just not working out at this point of time. But AG Global has been able to make many other things work in their favor. They've been able to get to that final circle. They've been able to maintain their eliminations for the time being. But of course, let's bring the conversation to the dominators of this map. Once again, it is RRQ sitting down at the very top, followed by Buriram United as well as Falcons. Falcons today, they have been kind of... What are they doing? Are they walking on ground? Are they soaring too low? Or are they soaring too high that we can't see them, Neptune?
I'm quite sure. I mean, we saw them being not being the Falcons that we know against Esports. They're quite different. Not quite sure what's happening with them, but every time they meet from with Esports from the previous map that we've seen, they are on the losing end. So and it's not that we're downplaying Esports. They are a good team, but compared to what we've seen from Team Falcons, they are the ones most consistent compared to Vietnamese.
Yeah, absolutely right. No doubt at all. I'm actually looking forward to seeing Falcons bounce back. But this could also give us a rough indication as to where the team is mentally, right? Because if you can't get it done on the most important day of the preseason, then that kind of is very telling of exactly where your team is mentally. But of course, speaking of that, let's head into Bermuda and put those mental stress to test.
Bermuda, the not so green grass of the OG map from the north to the south. Let's see on how they're going to drop. Bullseye and Sentosa is our flight path, but a possible, or it looks like an engagement will be happening between Evo Divine and Hua Esports on Shipyard, and also some in the middle of this map, especially from those side of Todak and RRQ. But I guess this is something that they have anticipated. This is something that they will need to work with.
You know, looking at these players fly in, right, I just realized it triggered a memory for me. It actually looks like Riyadh, bro. Remember when we were in the plane?
Yes,
sir. Flying across the deserts? That's exactly what this looks like. Perhaps this the water being taken away and the desert sands is an ode to Riyadh as we approach our EWC, I believe, held in July this year. So I'm looking forward to that one as well. But Evo's Divine not looking forward to this fight. Ray, 300 coins in his pocket. About to pick up 200 more. Oh, he's a little bit distracted. There you go. Wang An right behind him with the P90. Ray does have the shorty in hand, but needs for Wang to cut the distance down as much as possible before he can use that to perfection.
1v1 situation. Ray goes down and Evo Divine gets eliminated a little bit early in this game, but Y Sports is not out of the woods just yet. In the horizon, we saw Team Falcons. We know how they have been doing so well against Team Falcons on a 4v4, but now them being damaged and with lesser players, they might be the one on the losing end.
3 teams all sitting here on Pochinok, Onyx Olympus, WAG, AG Global, 3 nations fighting for dominance on Pochinok. One has to fall, or will all 3 smarten up and get away from this dangerous situation? Krillin really low on that HP. Alan and Cyrus linked up on their electrotherapy. All waiting for AG Global to show up, who are on that bottom stairs. And AG Global not looking to make a mistake at all. They are waiting for WAG to get down.
Let's see if they can pull off that DIY stairs, similar to what we've seen from Twisted Mind. But like they're out in the open. Onyx Olympus might be able to shoot them down. And as you can see on the map, we are also expecting Todak to be in here as well. So that will be a distraction for WAG right now. And AG will just be waiting, patiently waiting. Don't want to risk it. They are already in a good spot on our standings. And all they need to do right now is stack up on points.
That DIY stairs is just genius, bro. You know, pull it off on pro level, and your opponents did not see that coming at all. Oh, those are some beautiful clips that are gonna definitely remain in circulation for a long, long time. Kabi, running Jojo from afar. Soda not doing too well today, but not as bad as they were doing in the knockout stage.
Yeah, I mean, on the knockout stage, they were struggling, and they were. If it wasn't for that game number 6, it would have been a loss already. But now they are here, have a fighting chance.
Oh, wow.
But speaking of fighting chance, AG Global were impatient, and WAG is now capitalizing on that aggression from their side. And AG Global has lost a few of their players, and WAG maintains to be a 4.
Oh, and as AG Global tries to run away, Onyx Olympus meets them downstairs. Cyrus supporting from upstairs. AG, they are the victims in this situation. They made the first move, and they regret that as they get eliminated in 11th.
Not quite sure if they were not expecting Onyx Olympus, because WAG has eyes on them earlier, thus they are not moving down. But all left to a few players right here. 3 players to be exact, and still being scouted by WAG. So I don't think they will be moving out unless they're pushed out by the blue or by the next phase. But no, it is a surprise right now, but with Clearin on the top, information's relayed, 3 on the rush. This might be it for Onyx.
Very, very smart play by WAG. They know they have the advantage here, and they were guarding their own vending machine. Onyx did not have that, but Adam with the shot, he will be able to drop Alan with a headshot. Fantastically played. Cyrus now circles around and meets up with Adam once again, who has been wrecking havoc here. Partner picked up already. Krillin with the Trogon will be able to meet him, and Adam strikes once again, finally put down by X4.
And there you have it. WAG still alive and kicking, and they still need to deal with crime. FGL has been thrown on them and still not burning them. Crime right now needs to get away, and Clearin has arrested to recover. Now, with all those engagement, Todak managed to pull away. They don't want to do any part of that trouble.
Yeah, very smart play by WAG as well. They're not going in for the pursuit just for 1 extra point. They're focusing on healing themselves and looting up their opponents that they just put down onto the ground. So that gets to slow the pace down for themselves before they focus on this next circle to play. It's still the circle. There's still the first circle, but now with the revamp in terms of the durations and the pace of these circles, these teams really need to start moving very, very early on in the game.
Yeah, and the damage as well, and the damage of the circle. I mean, from the past, from the 3rd to the 4th, you can still tank the blue, but now you can feel it. And we've seen even Team Falcons had trouble in staying. And when everyone is gatekeeping you, that is really, really, that wouldn't really work for you. So for Twisted Mind, they are slowly getting into position. They didn't see anyone just yet when they jumped inside this circle, and all they have to do right now is position themselves in case it moves away from them. So smart move from Twisted Mind, all information, all eyes surrounding them, and they are not rushing it. They are on the top though, so why rush?
You're most definitely right, man. I mean, there's no reason for them to not rush it all. But, you know, we've kind of seen teams play it slow and then they get punished. Now, not only was that punish unfortunate, but also since they played it slow, they didn't have any eliminations to buffer them. And then that kind of starts the downfall of that squad. And then it turns into a what if they had done this, right? So, I don't know. I would just keep my pace up to... I'll just play each and every single game like it was my last game and my last opportunity, you know? And just take it from there. It never helps when a team gets too careful.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we see from Bermuda United, but that is where most of them fall. But here comes Adam! Adam right now.
He almost pulled it off, bro, okay? You're slicing and dicing. But he was playing the wrong game there.
I guess he panicked because he heard a vehicle. He will be lost. I mean, one, yes, it's okay. I can still maintain. I can still survive. But the vehicle's coming in, so that's it.
And God, this was Fruit Ninja, and he went like zap, zap, zap. So, wait, I lost? Yes. That's why they say don't bring a scythe to a gunfight.
Unless you're a super ninja. So,
or you're the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
Then you get to. If you're the Grim Reaper, you can bring a scythe to a gunfight. You'll still win, you know. But if you're just if you're an esports player, maybe not. In an FPS game, maybe not.
Maybe not. No, yeah, definitely. Now we have Esports being waited on by RRQ, and it's smart as well for Esports. They know that RRQ is here, and one thing that might happen is if any of these teams start off that engagement, Twisted Mind will just be behind now. For Bermuda United, though, they are going against WAG, but they don't want to risk it that much. Compared to what we've seen them, they want to grab a booyah and more points. So they are going slow right now, but WAG has something in mind.
Yeah, WAG, and they've been hot in this game. They want to take, and clearly on fire, they've got the most number of eliminations. Buriram, on the other hand, having none doesn't mean Buriram is a pushover. Moshi with the AWM on standby, waiting for an opportunity. RRQ, on the other hand, shutting down their brother Sonic Olympus. There's 2 players taken out of the equation already. 3 knocked down onto the ground. Monaco Olympus suffering at their hands. And Buriram pretty much scaring away WAG.
Yeah, let's see on how they will be treating that. Now we are back on our RQ and Esports, but Daewoo United will be going in for the flank. Not quite sure if this is a smart move because they might be the ones going down because two of teams already waiting. But Abe,
Abe saw that and he was like, nope, bro, where you guys, bro?
I don't want to be out in the open.
I'm coming, bro. Back me up, bro. I thought I could do this alone, but I can't. No, you can't, bro. Well, he is the top fragger of the squad for a reason, right? WAG, though, Cyrus dropped down to the ground already. He is Get High finds him with the M590. Moshi on the flank from the right-hand side. Jonah taken out, but Get High just rampaging on WAG. Look at the man alongside Wasana burning WAG to the ground.
4 eliminations for Buriram United, and that cost them Jonah. But it's not that much because they are rich.
They've got a vending machine right there, man. Jonah's going to be flying back in like a little butterfly soon.
Yeah, I mean, earlier, 0 elimination, they might not have any elimination compared to WAG, but in terms of coins, like, they have a lot. And that's something that they will be proud, especially with that. With that engagement. Even if only 2 are left, instantaneously they can bring this back and they are ready to fight once again.
The cool thing about the circle moving fast is even when things get this dire, you still can access some of these vending machines out there. So the game's pacing just has changed in a very, very interesting way. I kind of actually love this. So much more action, so much more adrenaline pumping through my veins. Twisted Minds, high ground advantage, just waiting for some sort of a mess to break. Monaco Olympus, I thought they were out. They just hit the triple revive. And they're about to be back here, but our Duck's going to be shot out of the air, though.
Yeah, and that's one thing, though. If Twisted Mind shut them down earlier, 3 players down, and they're coming back, I'm pretty sure Twisted Mind are on them. Not doing Team Falcons against WA Esports once again. WA Esports has been silent. And they are only bothered every time Team Falcons are in the mix. Now, a 4-way battle is about to happen in here, and not quite sure yet who's going to survive.
You know what will be hilarious if the next circle goes towards the opposite side, towards Twisted Minds. Then all 4 of these teams will be like, wait a minute. Why? The circle usually does things like that, right? Or towards the north. Up here, I think that would be absolutely decent, and that will basically bring the circle towards Buriram. But no, the circle actually moves towards the crowd, which is kind of sad. Now these boys are not going to move, but I guess that'll make them a little bit comfortable, Neptune, because the next circle is going to hurt even more, and if it moves at that point, this is all-out chaos.
And they can breathe a little bit easier, but not that easy. There goes BRU. The flank is working for them, and they caught Team Falcons with their pants down. Now Limit is being distracted right now, losing focus on this fight against WA Esports. So here comes another battle, but no, Buriram United is still on point, focused on Remnam.
Oh, and Heavy firing down onto Buriram as they try to get away. Wasana is there, though, for the quick pickup. Here comes the glue wall, but the Riptide Rhythm burns them all down. And Jonah's the final player left. Heavy of all teams, the cause of the downfall for Buriram.
Now let's see if that is something that they can turn around. It's quite difficult, though, but for Twisted Mind, they're going against Daewoo United, and they just jumped in after losing that circle. All they have to do is jump on the farther area of this map, and now they are wreaking havoc on Daewoo United. M590 in this fight, and quickly, but no! It is a surprise from everyone else. Twisted Mind will not get that booyah.
Yeah, everybody's just like, shut up, guys. Enough is enough. Not the third time in a row. You guys are not going to get to the champion rush point before us. And they stopped them in the tracks. Everybody ganged up on Twisted Minds at that point. Now, Falcons brought back 2 players in here. Looks like there's still a vending machine to play with out there that can be reached. Jonah might be able to pull something off here. But even if you pull in players this late into the game, the question is, what can they do with just a little bit of an opportunity? RRQ rush it on in on fire. Burn down to the ground limit. The player left in here, but the circle does the damage, and I'm being tagged him with the M590 as well.
See if he can survive, probably pick himself up, but no, Team Falcons is out. RQ, 7 eliminations already. A Bay almost being taken down, but managed to heal up, and they are just like shooting fish in a barrel right here, but Esports is recovering and fighting out on this fight. Bay is the only one remaining, Mini Uzi in hand, and that together with the M590 might not be able to work against Esports.
RRQ thought it would be like shooting fish in a barrel. They hopped on in, and they were the fish in the barrel for the Vietnamese squad. My goodness me. And what a way to take that away from RRQ. Now, Hua Esports full squad up alongside Toda. Buriram the final player here, but the 4v4 has ensued already. And it looks like Jonah's going to be surviving. Question is, where is Buriram? Jonah, there you go. Finally, we spot him out there on the battlefield. But Toda's already in the thick of things up against Hua.
All Jonah needs to wish right now is everyone else will eliminate each other so that there will be a more fighting chance. But he's also raining some nade launcher action from his side, so that might not work from him if there's no takedown just yet. But very close. Esports Dev has his eyes on him, and there goes blocking the window, making him move. But M79, no, it's still Jonah who goes down. Todak though, a full squad against 2 that is up for Esports. They are rushing in. This might be it.
Yeah, Jonah just helped out Toda here to shut down Hua Esports, but the recovery is there. Here come the glue walls, and Hua Esports, everybody back up on their feet. The circle's moving towards Hua. The circle's gonna help Hua, and Toda now need to rotate around the outside. Hua Esports have fully recovered.
Now it is a gatekeep time. The glue wall has gone down, but Traps has been taken down as well. Now Jojo from above, he might be safe, but the rest of the teams is not. The Zom needs to be picked up. ABCD is recovering. Jojo being hit by death. M590 that far and that high, it might not work. There goes the spray from Jojo and Zodak. Great potential to grab this Booyah. ABC though still alive with only a few HP. It's up to him to recover and go for that pick up for them to live on.
Yeah, that's going to get picked up. It's a 2v2. Fai still on the ground. Fai is finally pulled back up onto his feet. Death with a masterful ninja hop up to the roof using those glue walls. ABCD now fully recovered. Death fully recovered. Looking for the opponents, and ABCD spotting one from afar, but M590 does not find the connection to their backs.
Dual Melter to put in a little bit of damage. Faiz tries to jump. ABCD will miss all those shots, and he's the one going down. Death though from above, raining fire, and you know how it is. When Death is knocking on your door, you will be out. Why Esports for the Booyah?
What a Booyah by Vietnam! What a masterful finisher as well, and it was that ninja hop onto the roof that got the job done. First pop as he took down the man that took down his only standing partner, and then turns the attention over to the left-hand side and gets the second knock as well, resulting in the elimination and the Booyah. Hua Esports now racing to be number 1 on the leaderboard alongside Twisted Minds.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that is a lot of engagement. And Hua Esports is looking like a team that is primed to be in this position. Earlier against Team Falcons, they are winning those gunfights. Even if Team Falcons are recovering, meeting each other, and they are still going down. It looks like BTR from what we've seen before, so they might be the new Giant Slayer, but after this Booyah, they have jumped up in that standing, and Twisted Mind didn't get this far in this map, so that might not be a huge lead between them.
Amen, my friend. What a game this was, and Hua Esports took a massive match here, right, up against Toda. This was a total 14 elimination game. This is the one. ABCD went out for the engagement. ABCD would turn to get knocked first. Vidals get it. And Death will turn onto Vidals, drops him, and then focuses on Faiz and shuts him down as well. Death is the man. My God, what a play by him. And so accurate with the M590. That gun has been slapping all season. And it has just slapped Toda down so that Hua Esports can climb their way up. But that being said though, Toda, the Malaysian team, from doing absolutely horrible in the knockout stage, from not really performing their best at Point Rush, on the day of the grand finals, the dream, the hopes are alive for this Malaysian squad. I am very impressed with how well they're doing.
Definitely, I mean, given this chance, but because they were almost taken out. Game number 6 from the knockout stage gave them that hope. Point Rush didn't show that much, but given them opportunity to study their opponents, and though it's not that, like, the gap between games, the gap between matches is compared to the other tournaments wherein they have a full week to study and then jump back in. No, now there's no timeline just like that. So all they had to do is use one day Point Rush. That might be the chance that they had to study their opponent. They might not have taken head start point, but if they can apply everything that they thought of, then they are using it right now, and that's the best advantage that they have.
And just like that, Toda is now at arm's length reach away from Buriram United. How crazy is that? The Malaysian squad is almost catching up with the two-time world champs, right? So now Buriram, they have to watch out. But of course, let's check out the highlights from that match once again so we can catch up with how everything started off on this map, man. It was just insanity.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of engagement right here. Todak in this fight, Todak against WAG, that we thought WAG might be able to fight back, but Buriram United, Buriram United WAG, but Buriram United was just hungry for elimination. And in this final moment or final area of the map, this is where all chaos ensued.
Absolutely. And of course, there was the Twisted Minds battle as well, as everybody ganged up on them, taking them out of the equation. That was so poetic to watch because Twisted Minds have dominated the past 2 games. This was the 3rd match at Bermuda that Hua Esports managed to take all the way to the end. And obviously, if Twisted Minds had managed to grab this as well, they would have met the champion rush condition most definitely with the way they were going. So thankfully, that came to an end. So this gets dragged out a little bit more. And by the time we actually activate champion rush, I think a few teams would do it at the same time. That will be exciting.
Yeah, I love how it's some of the teams are stacking up the points to catch up with Twisted Mind, and the lead is not that much. But for our MVP, it is ABCD. 5 elimination, 3,596 on the damage, and 5 assists. Tatsuya is what he used to get into that battle. Though being taken down, he knows that Death will be waiting for the cleanup.
Yeah, no doubts at all, man. Death was most definitely able to just sweep the floor after this guy just went around busting the guts out of his opponents, right? Death was like, no problem, bro. You create the mess, I will clean it up. And they just performed so well together. Hua Esports performed so well together. Very impressive run today. And massive eliminations to show for that as well. I am in shock as to how Vietnam has managed to turn the whole situation around. Let's take a look at, the active skills that they run here. The Tatsuya, Cassie, Skylar, as well as Koda. It allows them to play a very aggressive game, which was something I wasn't expecting from Vietnam.
Yeah, I mean, aggressive because of probably the number of times they won fight against Team Falcons, and it's working for them. With that Shani, a little bit of regeneration after fights, that really, really helped them, especially in that moment where in Death, before Death jumped up on the roof, that was one of their advantage as well. And that recovery is very, very important in gunfights just like this. And quite surprised though, or no, I thought Thiva was there. Thiva is one that really helped with that pick up, but the Zom has been taken down a little bit early in that fight.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Zom being taken out early, which was a blessing as well, because he wasn't going to be the one to take those eliminations, right? Zom is their backup player, and instead we actually had ABCD and Death out there on the battlefield, and based on their builds, they are the engagers of the fight. I mean, Wang is more of a long-range engager. He's the sniper of the team. If he had been the final two players on this side, this booyah just wouldn't have been possible. The right conditions were met, the right players were still alive to bring Hua Esports to the top with the 12 points of the booyah for a total of 26 very, very proud points for the Vietnamese team.
Yeah, and following them is Bermuda United. They were able to catch up in terms of elimination as well as placement with 16 points. Todak with 16 points as well after surviving all those carnage. RQ, though, close behind with 13. WAG and Onyx Olympus, both with 10 points. Heavy with 9. The same goes with Team Falcons. Twisted Mind, 8 points. Evo's Divine, Daewoo United, only 2 points. And AG Global, unfortunate for them, being taken down a little bit early in this fight.
AG Global just didn't really have the luck on their side this time round, but so did the two other Indonesian squads, right? EVOS as well as Daewoo United. But looking at the overall leaderboard, still no teams have activated the champion rush condition. No teams have achieved the 80 points just yet. But one more solid game could get either Hua Esports or Twisted Minds in that bracket. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be Kalahari next. And guess what, man? The top team on Kalahari at the moment is Hua Esports.
I love this momentum coming from Hua Esports. They might be able to overtake Twisted Mind. Twisted Mind, though, I mean, they hang back a little slow. They try to be aggressive. They miss that circle. Thus, they have to rush in towards the crowd. And for Hua Esports, regardless, they know how to go around. And I would say scout the entire map before they go for any engagement. And that's the reason as well why they're not literally hunting Team Falcons. It just so happened that they're just all across the map. They want to get a better position, and they're just spotting Team Falcons, who's straggling.
Falcons have not had a great day here today. They are struggling. 32 points on the leaderboard, on the 8th spot right now. But 32 points is not too far away from 48 points. One good game can make them leap up the leaderboard quite a lot. So I think they are in quite a safe spot. But looking at the grand final schedule once again, the arrangement of maps, very, very important. This is where luck is in play as well. Bermuda being grabbed by Hua Esports, and Kalahari, Hua Esports has the most amount of points here. They have proven to us time and time again that they are good at this map. Could this mean a back-to-back booyah for Vietnam through Hua Esports as well? Because that would really put Vietnam at the top of the leaderboard for sure.
Definitely. I mean, hopefully it doesn't go to their heads, though, because, again, I want to go back to how they're winning the gunfights, the aggressiveness that they have. Hua Esports is prime, so all conditions is set for them to win this game. So if it goes to their head, they become overconfident. They might take fights that might be too much for them, thus not getting a booyah or not getting that much point to overtake Twisted Mind.
Yeah, but Hua Esports is a veteran esports squad, right? They've been in the ecosystem for a long, long time. They used to be Team Flash and then acquired by Hua Esports. When they got acquired, there's either way, for them, right? Either they go down because they get overconfident that, suddenly someone is supporting them now. They don't really need to work as hard for their money. Or they could take that assistance and really take it up to the next level. And that's what Hua Esports actually did. They took their gameplay up to the next level. Now this squad is back in here after a long time, really rocking it. And I believe all of this was inspired by P Esports. P Esports showed how far these boys can go. And Hua, just got that reignited. But of course, on that note, ladies, German boys and girls, let's hop on into Kalahari.
The battle has gotten hot and it's getting even hotter. The desert lands of Kalahari is here. Will Twisted Mind pull away from that lead, or will Hawaii Esports catch up to them? That is a question that we have right now, and that would depend on where they will be ending up in the map in this early fight in this map.
Looks like the teams are able to avoid each other on the early drop at Kalahari. Everybody very disciplined in terms of their maneuvering. Okay, just as I was about to say that, man, WAG looking for some trouble here up against Twisted Minds, and I believe this one player from WAG is going to be outnumbered. The rest of them are nearby. Alan! Oh my! A sliver of health! Survives. Exposy now up top with the MP40. Cyrus drops Exposy! Wow! And AG Global, 2 players down on the ground already bleeding out. Deva United up against them, dropping Sci-Fi as well. Do the final one. The man is broke. He can't buy anyone back. And AG Global burned down as well by Deva United and RRQ that shows up out of nowhere.
Another zero-match game, zero-point match for AG Global. They United, though, 3 eliminations already, and they have to fight against RRQ. Here comes backup, flying in. Duts will be shot at, and also follow-up might be happening from north. But the good thing is 18 Deer will be in here as the blue wall has been erected, and there comes the push from RRQ. They United will need to defend themselves.
Yeah, oh no, just a little bit more for him. That's a sliver of health left. That's with the maneuvering, manages to get away, but will be caught by Kiki, who got there in the nick of time. EVOS Divine is out of the equation as well. RRQ, they are backing away from this fight. They say Deva United is on to something else. We can't fight this sort of tenacity. Even the kings of Indonesia say they can't handle Deva United now.
That's the thing, though. RRQ are mostly safe in Refinery. They jumped in Foundation, lost their footing. Now they need to get back. And, well, we'll have to find out if that is something that would continue on WAG and Twisted Mind. And Twisted Mind managed to go for the takedown. There's a good chance that it will increase their odds for those points from afar. Exposé managed to take down, almost take down another one. But this is dragging out. After that takedown against, was it Clearin, who jumped in with Twisted Mind, they are still hanging on.
Don't forget, it was Exposy first that initially rushed towards WAG, and he got shot down. Man got revived and is coming back for revenge here up against WAG. Blue Wall Melter going to be laid out as just a precaution, just to make sure the man doesn't pull out any defenses when Exposy goes in for the revenge shot. Has the Mag 7 in hand, but it's just thinking twice on whether or not this is a good idea. Onyx Olympus up against Falcons on the other hand. There seems to be a fight which is going to get out of hand shortly.
Yeah, I mean, they've already lost 2. FGL has missed. Here comes Peter, M590. Glue Wall pulled up to avoid those shots, but here comes the dynamic of the Falcons. Peter goes down, but came back up, taking down Prime in this battle. Team Falcons is back on 4, 3 eliminations and this side.
RRQ finally decided to go in here for the shutdown, and that's bleeding out, but the pickup shouldn't be too difficult. Twisted Minds going for the revival as well. Exposé bringing in 2 of his team members back in here. WAG finding the recovery, so it looks like both WAG and Twisted Minds are going to be disengaging for the time being so that they can find their team's recovery.
Zach spotted and shot at, being taken down before going down. Managed to for the knockout against the Zom. 6th elimination for Hawaii Esports. This is why they are the best in this map. They know how to rotate. They know how to go for that early engagement and survivability like this. Only one has been taken down and revived.
Very excited for Hawaii Esports. They just need 28 points from this map to activate the champion rush condition. And that's fantastic. We were expecting a team like Buriram to be able to activate it early. But if Vietnam activates it the first year on the Southeast Asian level, oh my God, I think that would be historic. I would be so proud of these boys. And Hawaii Esports are really, really confident that they might just be able to pull that off now. Oh, yeah.
There's much hope. Well, let's see if that is something that we will see from Hawaii Esports. As you can see, Heavy, get nice, a little bit cheeky, out the open. Moshi missed that shot, but Jonah didn't.
I don't know why Heavy thought that it would be a good idea. But yeah, clearly they are like, no, not this team. Backing away. But Moshi now actually jumping across one player. He doesn't understand there's a Heavy player right behind him. Moshi can get turned on right here, right now. One headshot is all that's required, but I'm not too sure exactly which player is behind him. Hans gets tagged up once again and Get High gets the follow-up. Finally, Moshi gets shot down. Mufasa took too long.
A little bit too late though from Mufasa. And let's see, Moshi knowing that he's there. Even distance will not work for Mufasa if Moshi has an opening. And the rest of the teams are rushing towards him. It's not looking good for Heavy. And even with that vehicle, that makes it a little bit quicker. And Jonah really wants this.
Yeah, John, everybody wants this. They're like, they're fighting with each other to see who can get to him first and take the point for themselves. This is just savage. I don't want to be in that player's position. Being hunted down by 4 giants who are able to go in like 1v4s, and you are just all alone. Mufasa spotted out. Moshi gets the information. He goes in for the slay. He's got a pan in his hand. Ah! Look at this. The steal coming through. Get High wants it. Moshi gets the knock with the bison. He wins the fight against everybody else.
Like he was thinking, Moshi already spotted him in that tent. And then here comes Wasana. No, that's mine. Switch with the bison and he grabbed
And you know why that's happening, right? These boys are fighting amongst themselves as to who's going to get that 500 USD. All right? Yes, they all want the MVP title.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, already on the road, 3 on Jonah, 3 on Moshi already. Wasana is trying to catch up with 2 MVPs. And not only that, we have elimination, but Wasana is the one close behind Jonah, 59 and 55 in terms of elimination. So if he gets one, Moshi will be pushed out, and that's another steal between the teams. So a battle,
I know, right?
A battle ensuing between internally is how these kids really grow this strong.
So if you guys are wondering how will Wasana push Moshi out, is because Wasana has 2 MVPs now, Moshi has 3, but Wasana has more eliminations. He has a total of 55. Moshi only has 50. So you guys understand why they're rushing against each other to pick up all of these eliminations. Wasana's like, shut up guys, I want this MVP, I need the eliminations. Alan's going to be the victim for that. Ice grenade tossed out by Alan. Wasana responding with his own. That's going to tag them up for a little bit. Alan taking the fight straight up to them, not knowing there are 2 players there. Time Turner gets pulled out, but Get High gets the knock. And that guy's not even in the running for the MVP title, but I guess he still wants to join them.
Yeah, wants to join them, wants to steal it away from them. Yeah, it came up in an interview. Not quite sure if you remember an interview we're in. Are you really gearing that you're the MVP for Moshi? But no, everyone's just chasing. Everyone's just wanting to get it. And going back to my statement, this is why they're strong. Because if your teammate are encouraging you in this way, this is tough love. Yeah, definitely tough love to be stronger.
Sorry.
Not quite sure where that camel get that medkits. Anyway, that is a feature in the game, guys. For those of you playing, that's also a feature in the game. You can head to camel and you can get.
Dude, this is an ode to Riyadh. Okay, all right. I don't know if it is, but it looks like it. Camels, desert. Come on, Neptune.
Dude, it is.
An oasis in the desert. Sound familiar?
Yes, sir. I mean, going back as like. One thing that Bermuda brought back as an OG format. Export. Oh, Mufasa! And that is when Mufasa was the only one surviving from Heavy. They still managed to survive all of them.
Yeah, I know, right? Everybody's revived, all thanks to Mr. Mufasa. And what a shutdown onto X-Ball from afar. AUG of all guns from a distance like that. That's a masterful aiming skills. Just knowing how to and when to scope in and out. Get a little bit of assistance from the game. That's phenomenal either way. 18 the air. And it looks like he's going to be able to spray down a tank. LMG in his hands.
That's the thing, though. I mean, it is possible that a tank, aka monster truck, will be able to run through them or run across them, but with the distance that we have in each compound and each team, that might not be useful at this moment. So let's see. RRQ, speaking of vehicle, there goes Twisted Mind, who's been roaming around. And not quite sure if this is still working for them or this will work for them, but it didn't work for the previous map.
Twisted Minds, the team that clunked out early in the previous game after acquiring 2 Booyahs at the start of the day. Maybe looking for a recovery, but all they went on is a revival spree. Yeah, everybody has been revived at least one time. And now they've got a bone to pick with Onyx Olympus, who are going in here for the cross, traversing a huge plot of land. And they need to do this right here, right now, before they join the rest of the teams in all of that chaos ahead.
And exposing a little bit too close. Adam will be there. M590. It's a good thing. The glue wall distraction from the rest of Twisted Mind has been ensued. And here comes Onyx Olympus. They have stopped in their movement, and Adam will need to recover, but Twisted Mind is not stopping at all. Samming deals a little bit of damage and will be taken down. Let's see if this is something that Onyx Olympus will be able to pull off. Nameless and Expo C will be taken out. Onyx Olympus, Indonesia, brought it on.
Yeah, man. I mean, no, my baby. You don't get to run away. They say beautiful shot to the back. The launcher didn't manage to save him, and Twisted Minds out very early on, so they will stay somewhere around the 59-60 point mark. Falcons managing to find a couple of players from across the battlefield. Buriram fighting to get back into play for that #1 spot, with Heavy right behind them and Falcons to the right.
Yeah, I mean, 7 eliminations already with this. If in case RRQ didn't get any points just yet, they've already overtaken them with 1 point. But Team Falcons in front of them, another team that is hungry to grab more points, currently in 8th place. Let's see if they can survive this. The blue is closing in, and Buriram United is primed to stop them in their heels.
Yep. Team Falcons now right outside the doors of Buriram. Moshi, Riptide Rhythm, having to deal with it and chooses to back away because he can't drop it. And right on time as Peter actually rushed towards the 2nd floor. Buriram abandoning that compound to get away. Jonah, and with a grenade launcher in hand, should be able to make a little bit of a change in situation, but it gets tagged up. Jonah almost dropped.
Almost a drop, and Wasana is the one who goes down. And I was worried about Team Falcons. This might be a bait being done by Buriram United, but on the other side, why Esports? We were expecting them to do well after Twisted Mind has gone down. They were taken down by Dewa United, but going back, battle continues. 2 players from Buriram United, make that 3 players just jumping, and Team Falcons is winning the gunfight.
Yeah, On Fire will be able to find one first, but Get High will be able to shut them down, and Falcons actually burned Buriram to the ground. 9 eliminations in hand. Falcons are pretty low on the leaderboard, currently in the 8th spot, so this will be a big boon for them to climb that leaderboard. This is shocking. WAG is out, Hua Esports out, Twisted Minds out. So many of the big teams are out so early.
RQ still in the game, currently 3rd, and has a good chance to overtake. 11 points behind Twisted Mind, who's currently #1. But let's see if they'll be able to do this. Position-wise, they have the high ground, but Onyx Olympus, after going for that engagement earlier, taking down one team that is really a tough battle for them. They are confident at this moment, and they are taking on all the gunfights. 9 elimination already in this battle.
RRQ is actually very lucky there. They were able to chip in to shut down Toda. Toda hasn't been fully eliminated, but taking down the numbers will stop Toda from catching up with them. RRQ is the closest team to that #1 spot apart from Hua Esports and Twisted Minds, and they're not too far away from overtaking Twisted Minds. If RRQ secures the Booyah here, getting that #1 spot might not be impossible.
I mean, and that is what they are asking for, hoping for. They've calculated that already. Thus, they are playing it safe, making the battle go to them, taking shots from a distance. But Team Falcons is close. Onyx Olympus has eyes on them, and the blue is closing in from the 5th to the 6th. This will hurt Todak as well as those on the outside, and they will need to move.
Onyx Olympus, 10 eliminations already. This is a really solid play for them. And they take Fires out. Stoda, they do have a couple of more players back in here, and it's a struggle to survive. Jojo with the shot from afar. Falcons are out. That's insane. Onyx Olympus, 2 players down, and it was Stoda that was doing the damage initially, but the recovery is there. Onyx will be able to pick up their members. Full squad back in action, and it's all out Indonesia here on this map.
Across the board, Indonesia is reigning the desert. Now let's see, Day United has the high ground. RRQ will be moving in the bottom, but behind them will be Onyx Olympus. So RRQ looks like the one in the losing end right now. So they just need to focus on one team and hope that Onyx will be taking them down as well. There goes a monster truck who might be able to steamroll everyone else, but no! Rebel Rush from Bay makes them go down and lose one player.
That's going to take this opportunity here to run outside the circle, but everybody gathering around behind the maze of glue walls here just to play the game of recovery, allowing Onyx to finish up the missing pieces, and it's a 4v3. Look at RRQ all sticking together. Adam, he has got that electrotherapy pulled out too far, and this is a risky play, but Adam will be able to find the connection onto Zairu. RRQ burns them down in a 1v3 now for Onyx. This is not going to work for Adam's favor. They all hunt him down. Adam barricades himself in, but the Riptide Rhythm time turner pulled down. Adam finally shut down for RRQ to make a play for the #1 spot.
And RRQ grabs the booyah once again. Let's see if Bay gets that MVP for his fourth. For the race of that MVP. But RRQ right now, finally they got back after, I would say, not so much of a good run, but this is something that we've seen halfway through this map. They didn't they didn't move that much. They might have started get away from Refinery, get into Foundation, but they felt that that's not their place. So they moved back to Refinery, find all those elimination from afar, go for survivability, and that's how they grab this booyah in this battle.
Neptune. You know, we already talked about this. I already said how Buriram has disappointed many times in the past, where they dominate the group stage, they dominate knockout stage as well as point rush. For the grand finals, they drop the ball. The ball seems to have been dropped right now, but there are 2 more games and potentially even more right after that if certain conditions are met. There's still a possibility for Buriram to jump back, but at the moment, it's just not looking that way. They haven't played that recovery, and all that's happening is they're slipping down lower and lower. And now RRQ is in that #1 spot, looking for the 80 points. And I know they are within arm's reach of that 80 points. And guess what? This was a double blow for Buriram, because not only is RRQ in the #1 spot in the leaderboard within the grand finals, so near to the champion rush point, they also got the booyah, which means Abe potentially could get the MVP.
Yes, sir. I mean, MVP, that would be 4 already if he is. And that is taking it away, not just from one player of Buriram United. That would be from 3 players out there who's chasing that MVP spot. And the worst case, as you did mention, Buriram United has been pushed down hard.
But it's not too late. There's still time for recovery. Just like how Twisted Minds is being denied the dominance. You know, back-to-back booyah, and now they have in fact, Twisted Minds is having a worse day than Buriram. At least Buriram's not really achieving much, but they're still hanging around. Twisted Minds is achieving, and you know, they're fighting the struggle, and after those 2 booyahs, they're still overtaken by RRQ, who has found their first booyah of the day. Right, so that must hurt their ego for sure. But now we have so many teams that are so close to this champion rush point condition, with RRQ being the closest. I did not expect this sort of situation. We still have 2 more games to go before we see if or not someone can be crowned champion. Or for the first time here on the Southeast Asian level, we get pushed into Game 7 or maybe even Game 8.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that would really blow our minds off because of how close it is between all these teams. Like, we are seeing RRQ. Getting this booyah is something that really would take a toll against Twisted Mind. That how close they are, that double booyah is like they might have gone overconfident, or probably got tired.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like putting so much into maps and then losing in the other two, and they got stuck in there. Now RRQ is very close, 9 points remaining to get or meet that condition of that champion rush, and then another one if they grab the booyah to be able to take that champion of this tournament.
Falcons finding the recovery and personally putting an end to Buriram, and on the overall leaderboard, they're not too far away from Alpine with the 4th MVP in the competition. He rips it away from both Jonah and Moshi, and potentially even Wasana. 6 eliminations, 2,335 damage, 3 assists. Indonesia, stand up. Everybody else, sit down. But hey, you know what? Maybe you guys can stand up in a little bit because the competition ain't over. But Abe, this is a huge statement from him, man. I mean, consistency-wise, he has been mind-blowing. Very well-deserved. This is the kind of fight we like.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he might be bringing back that high on his name, Bay High, because he is on a high road right now in getting that MVP. But so far, RRQ is doing well, better this time around compared to what we've seen earlier, and this is a good motivation for them. The next map would be Purgatory, but the only question is if they will maintain consistency all throughout, because some of the teams has taken their reins in here, and if we look at how they played in Purgatory, they're just in the middle. But before we go there, let's head over to the team stats. Not so much of change apart from Dutz, who is using that Sane. And we've seen this being used by Bermuda United and did work for them.
It definitely worked for them. And obviously RRQ is a team that is always looking to see how they can develop their skills further. Looking at how it was used very effectively, that's brought it in. And clearly it was very effective for this team as well. Survivability-wise, Zane definitely gives you that extra layer of advantage on your defense to sustain out there on the battlefield. And he did exactly that, right? We also see the Antonio on the side of Dutch. That is a little surprising. It gives you extra 20 shield points at the start of the match, which you slowly recover after that if you survive a combat. You know, that combined with Zane is actually going to make this man pretty tanky out there. So they know what they're doing. They wanted to turn him into a monster, and they were pretty successful.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, successful indeed, and he is a tough guy to take down. But in spite of the Booyah being taken by RRQ, they were overtaken by Onyx Olympus because of the number of elimination that they have. 25 in total will be grabbed by Onyx Olympus. RRQ with 23, Daegu United with 20. So all throughout, Indonesia is reigning this, apart from Evos though, who only got 1. But Team Falcons 15, Todak 13, and Bermuda United below them with 12.
I mean, dude, it's so impressive to see Malaysia in the mid. In fact, Malaysia is literally on the 6th spot. That is so impressive. After 4 games, Toda has been struggling all throughout the knockout and point rush stage. But to see them now just at arm's length away from Buriram United will most definitely keep the Malaysian fans a little bit entertained and excited. But towards the top of the leaderboard, look at this, RRQ now 9 points away from activating the champion rush condition. And that could all happen in Game 5, Purgatory.
So if it happens that Onyx Olympus didn't get that much elimination and RRQ grab that, at this moment, like RRQ could have triggered that condition already, and all they will be waiting for is another Booyah. But well, it is what it is. They are still a little short in terms of points.
It is. It is what it is. So everybody, a moment of silence for Neptune's camera. Just decided to die on him. But it's okay, man. You know, it's really lovely. RRQ's at the top. Now, one more game. They don't even need the Booyah in this next match. They can activate the champion rush. But of course, a quick break. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is the Free Fire World Series 2025 Southeast Asia preseason. This is the championship Sunday, the grand finals, and this is where we decide who will be getting the biggest part of that prize pool. And so far, a lot of excitement has happened overall in that leaderboard. A lot of shuffle has happened after 4 games, and a lot more will be happening in a bit. On the caster says, I am Neptune the Gentleman Garcia, together with the one and only Mustachio AJ.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Neptune. It looks like this competition, this preseason for Southeast Asia is going to be pretty explosive the way it ends here at the grand finals, because in this next game, RRQ 9 points away from activating champion rush condition, but Buriram is not too far away from it. It looks like Buriram's out of the race, but all they need is 26 points. All they need is a very, very, very low performing Booyah to get them there, which is so easy because Buriram already has 2 Booyahs on Purgatory, which is basically the most number of Booyahs there as opposed to any other team. So it's still a doable thing. Onyx Olympus is on the same number of points with Buriram. They could pull it off. Hua Esports is 19 points away. Twisted Minds is 16 points away. 5 teams could potentially activate the champion rush condition on this Purgatory map.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of excitement being built right now in terms of who will be first to activate that condition, or who will at the same time activate it, and we might be seeing it on game number 6 as to the champion of this day. But for Purgatory, yes, I couldn't agree with you more. Buriram United has a good chance to take this, and this is not the first time that we have seen Buriram United slow down first for a map and then get back up. But the only difference is there's no double elimination game number 6, so they have to do it all throughout straight and reach that winning condition, that champion rush condition, a little bit early. But as we look into our top 3, we have Buriram United is there, Evos is there, and Onyx Olympus. But Twisted Mind is should be there as well with 58 points overall following that. Let's see in how this is going to change in the scenery of this map.
Yeah, I don't know whether or not the top 3 on this map of what you guys are seeing is super accurate. Based on what I know from Purgatory, it's Buriram, Onyx, as well as Twisted Minds. And here's the crazy thing. All 3 teams, which is Buriram, Onyx, and Twisted Minds, are in a very easy distance to activate the champion rush condition. This is their map, right? So for all you know, all 3 of those teams could be the top 3, and they activate it at the same time, and we have a very, very exciting game number 6 where we get to see exactly who's going to be the champion, because there's also the suspense of what if none of these teams get that Booyah in game 6, somebody else totally gets it, and then it extends into the first time ever on the Southeast Asian level into a game number 7 or maybe even 8. I'll be excited to see that. I don't know what to expect either way. What a day.
Yeah, what a day indeed. That's one thing though. We were going for the scenario, the theory, wherein one team has activated the champion rush condition, and then the other teams might be gatekeeping them from getting the Booyah. But if there's a lot of teams that has activated already, it's tough to stop them from grabbing a Booyah because they have to pick either one, and they won't be there if they didn't get so much points. So it's becoming difficult, even more difficult for each of the teams in the second half to catch up, and they need to take down the top dogs first before they grab plenty of the points plus a Booyah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And of course, the boys are all geared up. The team cheer is very important, something that they have learned from the wonderful land of Brazil. The Brazilian teams are always screaming, always cheering each other up, pumping up the energy in the atmosphere and getting each other excited, because you need to have your energies at an all-time high in order to go there. But of course, not every region thinks the same. The Vietnamese teams always choose to be cool, calm, composed, collected before their match. They gear in, they set their focus on their mobile phones, and they don't set it anywhere else. We don't need to cheer. We just need to go out there and dominate, they say.
Yeah, we've seen why Esports really dominate the game. There are a few mishaps that happen, thus them losing that #1 spot, but they're very close. Very close against RRQ and Twisted Mind, who is currently on the first 2 spot. And this is how or why it builds that excitement, because it's again, when we started this new format, it doesn't stay as if all Thailand or all Indonesia is taking that reign. Everyone, it's spread out already across the regions.
Absolutely, man. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, survivors of all ages, we are heading into map number 5. It's purgatory time, baby. Time to see which team activates the champion rush.
Either heaven or hell can save the teams from all this engagement, but that would be the same thing that the teams will be feeling after this game, as we are looking at potentially the moment where teams, or plenty of teams, will be getting in condition to be the champions, as the drop right now is a little bit spread out. Even Twisted Mind has lost their hopes in grabbing Moat House against Todak. But as we get into the middle of the map, early engagement from Hwa and Evos might ensue.
I am waiting to see what happens between Toda and Twisted Minds, because I don't think Twisted Minds is going to be too happy with someone else taking Moat House. I'm pretty sure someone's going to get their butts whooped out there shortly. Which one, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Well, United up against Heavy. Get nicely taken down. And now Hans super low on that HP. Just a single med kit on him. 200 coins. Man is broke. Bye-bye, Hans, we all say. Kabi, though, as he tries to get away, it looks like AG Global might just be able to put a stop to Dewa United, allowing their opponents to survive a little bit longer.
Finally, AG Global will not be the first team to be taken down, but going back to what we were asking for, Todak and Twisted Mind, who wins this battle? Nameless trying to go for the flank, but not really hitting those shots. And there's only one player in here. It's Videls, who might be the first one to go down once again in this engagement.
And it's looking at an opportunity for Toda to run away here, but it seems like it's non-existent. Videls has nowhere to go. He's just outnumbered. Oh, Nameless just runs past him, and Exposi is there to knock him down to the ground. Toda does have yet another player, but Faiz gets knocked the moment I talk about him. Traps is there to bring back one member to the squad, so Toda will continue to survive miraculously.
Yeah, I mean, Todak, they are fighting so well this time around, and let's see on how much more they can fight back. But for AG Global, 0 elimination though, and when we thought that they will get a few more elimination this time around early parts, it's just good that they're not taken out. And it is Heavy who will be going out first on 12th spot, being taken down by Team Falcons.
Well, Heavy hasn't been doing great the whole day, and they're quite far away from Dewa United. 13 points behind the 10th spot. Well, basically, they're struggling in here today. So let's see if or not they can do a little bit better when we do go into the season for Southeast Asia, FFWS. Twisted Minds, early engagement gives them the 3 points. And of course, they would have wanted 4, but now they know that they can farm on Toda if they come for revenge.
And that's something that they really need. From the early parts, I think it was a knockout stage wherein they're not really completely wiping out the team. They will back off and just wait for them to be revived. More opportunity to get any points. But speaking of points, Evo's Divine going against Hwa Esports. Good thing recovery on AVCD has been done. Thus, they will still survive.
And Dewa United survives a little bit longer. Adrian out in the open. But shots are fired by North and Kiki. AG Global, good glue wall, double on the setup. Ice grenade and beautiful! as Kiki showers down the bullets onto Chinoy, taking him out of the equation. And AG Global didn't expect that. Adrian with a backstab. Opportunity now to surprise AG Global. Barros goes to meet him with the Bison. And the Cassie's electrotherapy is working perfectly. AG Global, we don't know what happened to them, but they are in a little bit of trouble up against Dewa United of all teams.
Yeah, I mean, AG Global played and tried that isolation gameplay to pick them off or pick Dewa United one at a time, but unfortunately, they responded quite well up close and personal. SMG is working for Dewa United. Saifa in trouble, needs to back away. Chinoy, though, is in a safe place. Let's see if this is something that Saifa could win. Very difficult against 3.
Yeah, Zax will be able to find yet another. And AG Global thought a heavy lesson here by Dewa United. And Dewa United is behind AG Global on the leaderboard by 4 points. So I guess Dewa earned the points off of the right team there.
Let's see on how much more they will earn. Todak right now losing traps. WAG trying their best to catch up. They have been left behind currently in 8th place, but only 4 points behind Team Falcons, who's above them. And I guess this is what they need. This is what they need right now. Still 37 points, and they won't be able to get that in one match. So stack up on the numbers. 2 matches to go. Wishing that no one will grab that booyah from the top dogs, who will be reaching that championship condition.
Absolutely, man. It's see if Jojo can survive this one as WAG just drives to him. Man was at the vending machine, but it looks like the purchase back was good for Jojo. And the team of Todak continues to survive.
Yeah, I mean, the vehicle's not fast enough, but at least they get the 3 points already for WAG. Cyrus recovering from losing a few HP, and we are probably going to see the final member of Sodak being hunted and taken down. Make that 2 players, because one is very close against Crime. It is Videls, but I heard that slap, and that made Crime go away.
He's coming in for the chase. He's coming in for the chase. Videls, what are you doing, man? Crime is actually returning fire. Videls going in for the shutdown with the confidence that he has the M590. Crime has the RGS 50. First pop does take away Videls' life. Oh! And the finisher with the Bison. Videls, why did you even chase him?
I mean, confidence with the M590 really took Videls. But we know we know the attitude, how Videls approached this. He's always aggressive and not even waiting for the rest of the team. So let's see if this is something that they can teach Videls with, as they lost or almost lost that opportunity. Traps being chased right now by Adam, and at this moment, Adam will not be backing off.
Adam, fantastic. A fall-away shot with the M590. I'm getting a lot of highlights on this shotgun. And like I said, man, the shotgun slaps. So if y'all aren't using it in your matches, well, you know exactly what you need to do. You're all figuring out, like, you're always thinking, right, what skin should I buy? You know? And you don't want to just go and buy any skin just because it's pretty. You want that skin to be in meta. Yeah. So if you're thinking now, what skin should I get? Just focus on the M590s.
Exactly. I played the other day, and I was using it, trying to use it, but I couldn't move like the pro players like here. But I did try.
That's an age problem, bro.
I know. I accept it. RRQ, I think they have aged quite a bit after waiting for the battle to ensue. But United is a team that will be challenging them. But as you can see from the map, there's one in distance, and RRQ might be able to take advantage of this unless that sniper can take one down.
FGL shots to the window to make sure nobody can take a peek and then shoot them down. Very smart play coming through from Buriram to force everybody from RRQ back from where they started. Wasana on the other hand, M590 in hand, pushing into the house, looking for someone. Jonah from outside, waiting for that opportune moment to shove a couple of grenades through the window.
See, nades already being thrown. We are hearing it. They are feeling it, but no one's going down just yet. Now, this is a tough battle because of how long it has held up, or they have held up against Borem United. And as you can see in the map, we have Onyx Olympus and possibly Twisted Mind, who can surprise them from a long distance. So 0 points just yet for Borem United. I guess this really is making them impatient.
No eliminations at all. Shocking. It looks like somebody's nervous, refusing to get into cheeky engagements. This is not the Buriram we know. And if it's not the aggressive Buriram, I'm afraid we're not going to see a champion Buriram. But then again, we have seen the aggressive Buriram who didn't become champion. So maybe these boys are onto something here. Let's see how it ends up. Moshi, as he tries to run away, Ma'al drops him with the headshot. Toda on the freaking triple revival, all thanks to Faiz. Moshi back up on his feet. Good blue wall for them to make it through into this house, through that window. And the mine will be detonated as well by Buriram. Very good escape from the crosshairs of RRQ.
Yeah, very good escape, but this is the escape that we seldom see from Buriram United. We don't often see them escape. Most of the time, they're the ones running for that elimination. So they United spotted to be gliding in front of them, and Twisted Mind 3 eliminations already. In Brasilia, they go 10 teams remain, and we are on the 3rd going to the 4th, and we know in a few moments when that blue closes, everyone else will be going down.
Twisted Minds in a lot of trouble here, because behind them AJ Global looking for the circle, and they come flying in as well. Sidebar, right in front of him at 590. But Diamond was there, thank the good Lord he was there. But here comes the rest of the teams as well. Barros and Chennai dropping down on them. Barros really low on their HP. Exposi now with a grenade launcher, just dropping the players one after the other. But Nameless and Diamond, M590 gameplay will put down AG Global with the final survivor up top. And Onyx Olympus hearing all these gunshots. What a piece of death.
You can see them rushing in, trying to take advantage, but Onyx Olympus did take down Sam Ming, who was caught off guard. Crime a little bit too close, in deep behind enemy lines, but Nameless is already down. That makes Diamond rush away.
And
one more? Nope, not taken down just yet. Twisted Mind still alive. 2 players on them. 6 points in terms of elimination, but they're very close to Evo's Divine.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Evo's Divine is there, but Twisted Minds looking to see if or not Onyx Olympus goes in for the chase, but Onyx is too smart. They now have a good defensive compound with the circle on their side. They're going to hunker down. Onyx Olympus, one of the teams playing for championship point. They're currently sitting on the 4th spot with a total of 54 points in hand, which means they need 26 points off of this game to reach 80 points. Is that impossible? Hell no. All they need to do is just get themselves to that booyah with 14 eliminations, and that's not impossible at all for the Indonesian squad.
Yeah, we've seen that before. We've seen even more from that, and I guess that's the reason why Onyx Olympus being aggressive after hearing those gunshots. They chased for Twisted Mind, and they did get a few more knocks and a few more points. But let's see, currently they're tied with Borem United as well in terms of the leaderboard. So they're still alive, they're still fighting on, and 9 teams to be exact is still fighting on, and no one wants to show up that easily. Despite of all the compound, there's a good chance that they can be sniped.
The chance they can't be sniped for sure. Let's see if or not Falcons can find Evo's Divine here. Oh, the grenades are tossed out already. The ice grenades just trying to burn them down, but very smartly evaded by both squads.
No one has been tagged up. Peter, though, missing a couple of shots up close. Now, let's see if Evo's Divine will be running away from this. And Peter losing on fire is also troublesome. Guerrero on one side, Peter on the other, but the blue is closing in. This will spell trouble for both teams who will be hanging back. Not only that, a lot of players will be waiting for them because of all the noise that they're putting out.
And AG Global actually getting taken down so early on. That's so unfortunate for the brand. They don't get to carry on. And Falcons, on the other hand, losing Kororo as well. Peter now barricaded behind those blue walls. He was Demoine going in for the shutdown. And from afar, Dewa United getting involved as well. Peter, the final player. What can he do, though? RGS 50 in hand. Defense is getting taken down. But he was Demoine bringing those blue walls right back up because they want to get the revive. But Peter burst through and puts the team down single-handedly. And now Riptide Rhythm burning down his defenses as well outside the circle. Chances are low for Falcons to survive.
Yeah, Falcons are right now rushing in, but Expor sees him from afar. And as they are waiting for Bermuda United to step out, WAG will still be on the outside of this compound. FGL will try to burn them, but 4v4 is about to happen. 9 seconds and the blue will close. They need to end this now.
Yeah, Buriram, they desperately need points as well. Can they pick it off of WAG right here, right now? Meeting them outside! Jonah, though, knocked down to the ground. Cyrus, what a headshot with the M590. Wasana taking damage from the blue, barricades himself into the glue walls. And Moshi and get high from outside, but he will get burned down as well. As Cyrus gets a double, moves on in from the back. Wasana trying to bring his brothers back into play, but denied from afar. Duts with the shot. RRQ gets involved and Buriram fails to gain the points.
RRQ capitalizing on all those chaos and going for the elimination, confirmation of the knockdown. Dutz has been taken down by Expor. Good move for them to be able to move in to where RRQ is. RRQ on the second floor, WAG on the ground floor as Dewa is just hanging back. So RRQ can sit back right now, but they will need those points. So I think they'll try to peek in.
This is just insanity at this point of time. 4 more teams left on in here. They were United, Onyx Olympus, WAG, and RRQ. And guess what? Like I said, man, RRQ and Onyx Olympus, they are looking for the championship point. RRQ 9 points away. Onyx Olympus 26 points away. Onyx needs to slay RRQ right here, right now, if they want to be champions in the next game.
See if they can slay them, or will they be slayed? Dewa United is another threat to this engagement. Takedown after takedown. It's a good thing that the pickup is quite as quick as well. Onyx Olympus going in for flank against WAG as WAG has their focus on the compound. A little bit of nade action coming from WAG, but doesn't make any damage.
Nope, just the glue wall melters being laid out here. Krillin, ice grenade, not tossed out just yet. Just lots of green all around the battlefield, making sure those defenses cannot be laid out. And look at this, circle moving towards WAG. WAG just needs to hunker down a little while more. But the complication here is it's just open grounds. There's barely any defense. And look at X4, the position he holds on to, but he misses the headshots. And that is a huge miss in the grand scheme of things, because it could have changed the pace for RRQ right then and there.
Yeah, I mean, a takedown would slow them down and they will be taken by the blue, and then Onyx Olympus will capitalize on that. Now, let's see if WAG can use their advantage of the zone against them. Though they have low ground, they also have plenty of time to wait before everyone closes in, but not so much of cover. I think they've used so much of those blue walls, but in terms of healing, Clearin has 13. Whoa, Crime, a little bit too quick, getting close with that launch pad, but he goes down.
Yeah, and Dewa United, RRQ crashes mainly because they played with the circle too long, and the same thing happens to Onyx Olympus. Now Dewa United and WAG, these two teams are down in the 10th and the 8th spot of the overall leaderboard. This could happen even after the teams activate the champion rush condition where they don't get the booyah. These are two of the teams down the leaderboard going for the fight for booyah, and X-Bor is just doing a number on everyone from that window up top.
I love how close it is, and there you have it, WAG for that booyah. This will increase their chance to trigger that champion rush condition a little bit quicker. Vietnam, another representative from Vietnam, has grabbed a booyah for today.
But remember, we also talked about how RRQ did not need to get the booyah to activate Champion Rush because they were just 9 points away. So the question is now, did they manage to get those 9 points? The answer will be hell yes, right? Because they managed to survive up till the top 4 squads, which is already enough points based on the number of eliminations that they got for themselves. So very decent. And I believe that would actually make them the only team that's actually capable of ending the competition in this next map, which is going to be the random map in Game 6.
Yeah, and this is where we see RRQ fell down, and with the placement point plus additional of that elimination, that has brought them to trigger that condition. Just unfortunate though for Twisted Mind, because they are in a good spot. They have a decent amount of elimination. It's just that when the battle went on to them, only one remains and everyone else is still alive with a full squad. Thus, they will be at a loss, not even gaining so much of points. But WAG, again, a team, actually this is the second team that motivated Vietnam to do better. And that is just what WAG is doing, or Vietnam is doing, rotating into who's the best. Hopefully they can just go all there together.
Yeah, no doubt at all, man. WAG, that was a mad dash, mad race for the top. And you know, they were in the 8th spot with just this victory for themselves. They've managed to climb up to the 4th position, which means they're now one decent game away from activating Champion Rush condition. All they need to do, all everybody needs to do to make sure the game does not end is stop RRQ early in the game. If RRQ is stopped, now the game cannot end. The competition cannot end. This preseason will continue, and so many teams are so close now to activating the Champion Rush condition, right? Alongside WAG, you also have Twisted Minds and Onyx Olympus.
Yeah, that's one thing. We go back to the scenario wherein one has reached that condition and everyone can just step in. Not the ones in the bottom of the leaderboard can even step in and stop RRQ so that they will have a good chance to catch up. And we've seen that. WAG moved up quite a bit because of that Booyah, and even like the rotation is quite different compared to what we've seen in the previous tournament. In terms of leaderboard, in this situation, most of them are at the top.
Yeah, and where's Buriram? Buriram is on the 6th spot right now. That is insane. Buriram, I don't even know if Buriram is actually going to be able to activate the Champion Rush condition based on where they are, because now they've been so close to it so many times and they've been denied it so many times, back to back to back. It seems like, you know, I don't even think the other teams are gunning for them, but this Buriram is failing to get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, I think we are going to see that in this highlight as well. When we thought that they do have the advantage, but they just run away from the opponent, and that's where they are slowly eliminated. Yes, the revive has happened, but there's an instance as well where they doesn't look like that quite strong. So it's either they've gone weak in this fight, or the other teams has just gone stronger, that it looks like it's level for each and every team.
My. You know, even Twisted Minds, right? They are now so close to activating the Champion Rush condition. And what's crazy about it is they're not there yet.
Yeah.
One more game. Just one more game. But everybody needs to deny RRQ. But if RRQ gets the job done, then it's all game over. Everything comes to an end in this next random map. So everybody has to hope and pray that we pull a map that RRQ is bad in. But that's the question. Where is RRQ bad in, right? Because they are pretty decent anywhere they play.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But before we go there, let's head over to our MVP. It is Export, the sniper of WAG. 4 elimination, 3,617 on the damage, 3 assists. When you go to the character with the skill build, this is really I would say a default build already for a snipe. This is something that Borem United has pulled out, Moshi has pulled out, even Saming has used this as well. So they're just going with its standard build.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I mean, if you're a sniper, this is exactly what you want to do. And then Nikita is actually making a very big difference, right? Because the snipers on the reload, usually they are a little bit slower. So Nikita is going to help you very quickly get that barrel loaded once again with those precious bullets that you can put through your opponents to make sure you stop them in their tracks and you get to that final circle and claim the booyah for yourself. X-Ball played it very well. Not massive in terms of the number of eliminations, but what's important is they did enough to climb the leaderboard and put themselves in a gunning position for the championship now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that brings them close. And again, it just leads to the question of, will they be able to stop RRQ from getting it? Otherwise, it will be a loss overall. The WAG right now, all primed and ready. In terms of the skills, it's pretty much like how Cyrus is using all support class. Kazi with that electrotherapy, Fiba, quick pickup, and then a little bit buff of Joseph, J Beebs as well. And for Alan, a rush with a little bit of tankier and healing capability coming from Olivia.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, bringing in Olivia kind of makes Alan the second support player of the squad, right? Just increasing his healing capabilities as well as spreading 80% of a single user's target capability in terms of healing to the rest of the team members within the area itself. And that kind of works for WAG because usually they stick together and they're constantly trying to make sure they are alive and kicking for the final battle, right? Things have not always gone their way, but instead of going for the tank build-up, going for a healing backup build-up instead seems to have done this team a lot of good. And based on the chaos that we were seeing out there, it's very much needed.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, sustain, healing support, that is what Cassie, Thiva, Olivia, even J Babes has to offer. And then they also have a counterplay as well as glue wall, like strength with Skylar as well as Nairi. So they thought about this and they picked I would say a scenario wherein they need to go for sustainability, not so much aggressiveness, but if they can sustain gunfight close range engagement, then they can fight on. But for today's standing, as you can see, that crown next to RRQ, that means they triggered that champion rush condition. So what they're waiting for is another booyah to add to that board.
Absolutely, man. And of course, if you can see, even Hua Esports is just one game away from activating the champion rush condition. As long as they get 19 points, they'll be in there. WAG needs 13. Onyx Olympus only needs 11. Twisted Minds needs 5. But, if you really look at things, a massive game from Buriram or Falcons can still get them into the champion rush condition. It all depends on what map is pulled out for game number 6. It's all dependent on how these teams perform on that game number 6. Whether or not game number 6 is the final map or not, only one team can decide that, and that's RRQ.
I mean, most of the time, this is where everyone else loses hope. This is where everything will be ending because game number 6 usually is the stop. But there is more to go. If they can prevent RRQ from getting that booyah, it will trail on. So let's head over and find out which map are we going to play in game number 6. Bermuda.
This smells like trouble. Bermuda, Hua Esports, the ones that walked away with the booyah earlier on. Hua Esports needs 19 points to activate Champion Rush.
But in terms of overall performance in this map, who takes the lead? It is RRQ, 101 points in total from this map. Though they are followed by Brave United, but Brave United still is one step behind RRQ.
But that's only because of the number of points. RRQ has a total of 101. Buriram has a total of 100. But who has the more booyahs? Booyah for Buriram on Bermuda, they've got 2 to their name. RRQ has 1. Falcon and Hua have 1 each to them. So this is the stats that you're looking at on the screen right now. Guys, the numbers are a little bit skewed here, but Trust us. We are the numbers people, okay? Buriram has 2 booyahs. They are at 100 points. RRQ has 1 booyah. They are at 101 points. This is as close as it's going to get. Falcons should be added to this list as well. They've got 1 booyah to their name with a total of 86 points to their team thus far on this map of Bermuda. It is going to be phenomenal. This is up for anyone. RRQ can end it. And if they do not want RRQ to end it, somebody needs to hot drop RRQ or else it's game over in game 6.
All right, let's see. Let's check out. Where does everyone need to go?
Yeah.
Let me just point it out. Where does anyone need to go? They need to drop in Rimnam Village. They need to gang them up in there and take them out early. We've seen that happen from the early part. I think it was Todak who slowed them in Clock Tower. So let's see.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen as we get back to the OG map of Bermuda.
Rimnam time, baby. Let's go.
And here we go. This is the time that we find out if RRQ can finish this day. Rimnam Village from Rimnam Village up until Mill, and we can see RRQ has dropped early already. But it seems like no one wants to go for the challenge. No one wants to go for that early takedown of the potential champion of this competition. So they are still free to roam around. They are still free to gather all those loots and get more points. The only thing that they need right now, not really so much point. They can slow down, but if they can't get that booyah by the end of this day or that game, then that's it. RRQ will be the champions.
Absolutely, man. And I'm actually just tickled that nobody went to Rimnam. Even after we told everyone to go to Rimnam. It's not like they don't even know. Now they know. They're just unlucky. There's a 5-minute delay on the stream, so whatever we say, there's a little late information. But they'll be able to use it when the actual season comes around.
But the thing
Esports.
is, it's something that they should have known already because they've seen if they watched the VOD. But Y Sports being taken down, first blood onto death, but they're not out just yet. Evo's Vine putting a little bit of pressure, just a little bit. They will not be faced just yet as Death will be back.
ABCD, 1, 2, 3, 4, with the AUG in hand, but can't do much with that, man. And the Zom up against 3 people. He actually sprays down 1, sprays down 2. What? What in the world is this zombie made of?
Oh! Denied! It is not only Evo's Divine who is in here. You have Todak and Heavy, but Hans will be taken down, unable to get away. There goes the third elimination for WA Esports. A quick recovery, not for 2, but for only the Zom to get back.
Yeah, but he ran out to grab some more coins, so ABCD should be back. There you go. ABCD's back in there already. What?
The steps was interchanged. I mean, he should have grabbed the points and then get to the revive.
Waste of effort, bro.
Yeah. And you know how we hate waste.
I know, right? So this is once again an ode to Riyadh. Camels all around the battlefield. Camel does supply you with quite some good loot out there. WAG up against Dewa United. WAG, the team that is looking for 13 points off of this match to activate the champion rush condition for themselves, to put them in the gunning to be the champion of this pre-season for Southeast Asia Battle Royale.
See if the Booyah will be a motivation for them at this point. But it's a good thing that they're slowing down. Most of the time, like, if you get plenty of points, you get a Booyah, you become too aggressive. But everyone is being cautious because they don't know. Probably they don't know where RRQ is, or probably they are thinking that RRQ is the one in front of them, and they don't want to give them any of those advantages. So instead of like taking them down early, they are trying to prevent them from getting points. Canadian will be taken down, but X4 has been responded to by Zax.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful in terms of attack from Ellen. The double vectors making it work for himself. Will be able to get a double on the elimination as they go for the rush up against Dewa United. Now the job's not done just yet, and North not able to stop himself from taking some shots up against WAG very carelessly, because they could have actually gotten away already from the compound, but they chose to engage, although they were down in numbers. But Kiki up in the vehicle is going to try to get away. Riptide Rhythm will break down the defense, and North is the sacrifice. And it looks like the distraction was perfect to allow the final player of Dewa United to get to safety.
And get safety with a vehicle, and that leaves WAG with no wipeout just yet, but with the re-elimination. For Evo's Divine, one of them has been taken out. They do have 4 on their board. NY Esports A, B, C, D, making it a little bit basic on 1, 2, 3. Be able to get out with that launch pad.
Adam down, and Evo's Divine outside at Shipyard. Twisted Minds out at Shipyard. This does not look like it's gonna be fun. Russia tagged up, and Falcons engaging up against Heavy as well. Peter has got no backup here, has to get away. Rebel Rush used to get away a little bit further from Team Heavy, who are on hot pursuit. Limit too far away for that backup, but he can play those angles really well to cover his 2 team members who are running straight at him. Heavy on a little bit of a back foot here because of that setup of sniping from Limit. If they can take him out of the equation, perhaps shutting down Falcons won't be impossible.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, good backup coming from Limit, and good support, I would say, for Peter, because he rushed ahead, put up all those glue walls, and with the skills that he have, there's a little bit more strength for their cover. On Fire will try to back away, heal up, and probably prepare, but we are only seeing 3 of the Team Falcons. Keroro is still nowhere to be found. Probably they're not set up just yet. He hasn't taken that much loot to be able to fight back, but Hanger right now might not be taken out by the blue just yet. So all they have to do is wait.
It's a game of wait and see, Kabi. Very cheeky. Shots were there. No headshot. So Nuts gets away and launches himself to safety for the time being. Heavy, of course, can go in for the pursuit. They choose to shoot at him from the back. But most of the bullets kind of going astray. And RRQ, the only team here that's potential champion from this game. Can see that based on the icon on the left-hand side of your screen. You see RRQ's logo. The more teams that activate the champion rush condition, we'll add their logos there for you guys as well for easy reference. But of course, everybody's eyes or attention should be on RRQ, because if they get taken out, then everybody can chill for a bit.
Yeah, definitely. They can chill, they can add up more points, trigger that condition, but again, I don't think they will be hunting for RRQ because, well, first off, they might not know when they are rotating, and they don't see them as well on the kill feed, but Faiz will be taken down. Diamond, the one who does it, and with that link on Nameless, they will be able to rush in, but all of those cover, smokes, glue walls might save Todak, and One Eyes from above, that is Jojo. Will he be able to take all those quick shots to take them down?
Diamond circling around his own glue walls. Miguel doesn't get to run away. Trap tagged up as well from afar, but that was a very smart move coming through from Toda, using the launch pad to go in 2 different directions. Videls will be that sacrifice, but okay, thank God. Okay. I thought they were going to go in there for the chase. Yeah. So, and did I just see AG Globals get taken out?
Yes, sir. They look like first team to be eliminated, and well, it's so unfortunate for AG Global. They have been struggling for the knockout stage. They managed to recover in the point rush, but this time around, they're still feeling it. So I guess the setup right now, not being in like how they used to, is affecting them. Hopefully that's not the case though. But for Todak, teammates has been brought back. And going back to the tactics, the split has been successful for Todak in terms of getting away. For Twisted Mind, they went in for the ones that is knocked down because they might be assuming that the missing player will go for the pickup.
This is a opportunity for RRQ to put a stand, because here comes the Flying Falcons, and it's about to get a little messy.
That's tagged up. Here comes Abe, tries to shoot, but unable to get anyone from that angle. It is a 4-man stack on the compound while a 3-1 is being done by the rest of RQ. Carrero, a little bit in the lead as On Fire goes in for the flank. I'm not seeing any opening just yet. It's more of a threat that they are doing for RRQ, making sure that they won't move. And if they take them down, it will be difficult for them to get that booyah.
RRQ. Defense has been decent so far. If Falcons stop them right here, right now, the game does not end and we get pushed into game number 7. So everybody's banking on Falcons. The first one's down. Riptide Rhythm and Mal with the follow-up shots. God damn. That Riptide Rhythm just didn't kick in quick enough. One more second, Neptune, and we would have opened up. But look at this. He was divine. What are they doing here?
Oh, well, everyone, we called him out and everyone is welcomed in RRQ's Rimnam village. This is RRQ's village at this point. And not only that, we also have Onyx Olympus. So it's just unfortunate that the circle didn't move away from here, thus not giving a chance or not giving any reason for RRQ to move away. But everyone else is gathering up, ganging up, and 3 will be the target for those surrounding them.
Well, you know, the 5-minute delay, yeah, I think that kind of caught up. Everybody's like, wait, Neptune, AJ, did you say Rimnam? The circle is still at Rimnam. Does it mean we can find RRQ at Rimnam? Let's go, baby, let's go. Everybody's here at Rimnam. The whole shebang happening down here now at Rimnam. Falcons the first one in, but it looks like they might not be able to walk away with the numbers as EWOS Divine hops on in. Now the battle between EWOS and Falcons as they decide who gets the heads of RRQ.
Evos backs away. Does one be in trouble with that regard and gets another compound? They do have a few moments before the third phase goes into forward, and still RRQ is in an angle that they can be shot at. But this is tough for RRQ. The pressure is already on them. We're in there very, very close.
Toda again, man, just showing up here and there, giving people points. But I guess the teams will be happy with that. Thank you, Toda, they say. Extra point for us. Twisted Minds only needs 5 points to activate Champion Rush. Well, technically they're in the 10th spot, so they do have 5 points. All right. If this extends one more game, Twisted Minds is in it.
Yes, sir.
But, they can get eliminated right now.
Yeah, they can. All they need to do is end this game rather.
Yeah.
And they will trigger that champion rush condition. And they have to hope that RRQ will be taken out as well. And Twisted Mind, well, they don't want to settle with just 5 points. They really want to take it off.
Well, Buriram's about to make them settle because they're right behind them. Saming now up on the roof. WAG out in the open as well. Saming, that reposition was to make sure he shuts down the players of Buriram. And X-Boy out in the open! Moshi steals that away. That pisses off Saming instantly.
Let's see how pissed up he is. The rest of the team will want to get them on their crosshairs, and there's not much of a rotation that can be done by Buriram United as Twisted Mind is on the edge and all sides are covered. So it would be tough for Buriram United right now.
Where's RRQ? That's all I want to know. Staying out of this. They're like, keep it quiet as much as possible.
They're still in the village, though.
You're still in the village, man. Still in the village, man. Everybody's in the village, bro. Everybody. Why Esports now hopping on out, looking for the heads of their opponents, and it's just all-out chaos as heavy response with Hans and the Bison. Zom goes down. Zom, the Death Dealer, but Death himself is up on his feet. Grenade launcher can't do much as Why Esports eaten up by Team Heavy. Kabi taking himself out with the grenade. The pickup, though, can happen here as they burn down the glue walls to get to him.
for elimination that has been grabbed by Heavy from their comrades from Vietnam. They're on edge. Let's see if they can move in onto the flank. The waiting game that has been happening on Rimnam Village continues as Buriram United gets close to Twisted Mind.
Okay, Buriram United desperately needs to eliminate Twisted Minds here in order to pick up more points to activate Champion Rush condition for themselves. Twisted Minds are already in it, so they don't need these points. But the question is, will they let off? Will they allow another team to get close to them? From up top, Diamond flying above the glue walls, but Buriram not well! Exposing! What a headshot from the back! Stopping Get High, the backup player!
They were expecting to get across Twisted Mind, take the spot for themselves, but no. Buriram United is going down. Only Wasana and Moshi remains, and Moshi will be stuck in the corner. Here comes the blue closing in. Damage being dealt by both teams. Twisted Mind, increase their odds of surviving. The pickup can be done as Trip Mine has been triggered. Exposito putting in the final bullet to Buriram United, and 9 teams remain. Battles ensuing in this side of the map. Finally, BRU taken out.
Buriram taken out prematurely before even getting into the top 3. Remember, yesterday they had a 100% top 3 rate, and today, what's the percentage? I think today's 0, bro.
Today, well, they are in 50%. Top 3.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, at least not 0.
50%.
50,
Two out of
50.
4, though.
50's better.
Well,
50's
actually,
better than
it's
0.
less than that because this is the 5th. This is the 6th.
We'll just lie. We'll say Falcons out as well. Heavy getting beaten up. Twisted Minds, though, 11 points already in hand. They already qualify for the Champion Rush condition, but they just want more on their side. RRQ is still alive and kicking. RRQ needs to end right here, right now, in order for the competition to not end. And Heavy, as they get eliminated in the 7th spot, RRQ's Ma'al peeks on out. This is still a possibility for the pre-season Battle Royale to end right here on this map.
Evo's Divine putting a challenge against RRQ, but RRQ just barricaded themselves. Twisted Divine being taken down, and as you look at the movement of the circle, it is very close to RRQ. They might have an advantage. Onyx Olympus, Evo's Divine is just surrounding them. 3 players from AAG, quite far though, that needs to rotate, but all this distraction can still save them.
This is so doable. RRQ is technically the strongest team out there based on performance. Historical data tells us that RRQ is the best, even with the amount of prize pool they've picked up, even with all of the carnage they've brought on. RRQ is capable of doing this, but win rate percentage wise, they are the lowest with 19%. I don't know what kind of intelligence brought up those numbers, but I think RRQ stands the strongest to take this booyah away, but they just need to play this timing well. WAG right above them. Evo's Divine on the right hand side. Onyx Olympus on the right hand side. RRQ right in the middle and in a lot of trouble.
A lot of trouble indeed. This is what we're asking for at the beginning of the match, but they are still alive and kicking towards the end. Final 4 teams, and they are maintaining their 3-man squad, even putting pressure on some of the teams on the run for that championship condition. Onyx Olympus beats them on the rotation to be able to get away and get into the circle, but one of their players has been taken down. RRQ still not going down, even if Evo's Divine is very close.
This is a tense moment. The circle's moving, and Onyx Olympus are with the advantage, but the circle can move 2 more times here. So all of the teams just hunkering down, waiting for somebody else to make the mistake so they can take advantage. Riptide Rhythm up against Onyx Olympus. Adam makes that quick exit. Very smart play now that Skylar needs to be recharged. RRQ Abe making 1 mistake, being shot at by WAG. WAG finally going in for the access here. 18 here holds the fort with the M590 and through the window gets a knock. Abe going in for the finisher. Ray will be able to find the recovery. And RRQ in a 3v3 against Evo's Divine to close the preseason for BR. MK, 18 here takes him down.
And RRQ right now, 2v2. One has been taken down, and let's see if the dance will bring them to their knees. RRQ, 2v1, and RRQ grabs the booyah, is the champion of a battle royale for the new format of the preseason.
Sharp at 11 p.m. plus 8 GMT, RRQ brings the competition to an end after activating Champion Rush on game number 5. And luck just had to bring them back to Bermuda, where they dominate by 1 point more than Buriram, and surviving with the circle looking for them as well, proving to everyone that you don't need to dominate in the knockout stage and point rush to be the champions of this brand new format. What an effort by Indonesia!
I mean, that's the one good thing. And one thing that surprises me is everyone ganged up against them.
And
they
top 3 teams all Indonesia, bro.
Yes, sir. Top 3 teams all Indonesia. All like that is something that, well, everything else that happened right here doesn't look like it will be favoring RRQ.
Yeah.
RRQ is not getting so much of points, though they don't need it. They didn't get so much of a rotation, and they got stuck in between everyone else. It's just they're so fortunate and also so strategic that they held onto that compound, putting just glue walls. If they can take down anyone, step out quickly, and then gather all the loots, and ended this just like it doesn't matter for them. They want to grab that championship.
Everybody should have listened to us and gone to Rimnam village earlier. If they had hot dropped RRQ, we would have gotten a game number 7. We would have had this drag on out a little bit more, because RRQ this time, they were playing silent. They were not stepping out, not taking any risk whatsoever. The circle just kept coming towards them again and again and again. And even the final few battle sequence of the circle, where we were on the tiniest possible radius, it was just moving in the direction of RRQ, making sure they don't need to travel so much. Even the gods of RNG wanted Indonesia, wanted RRQ to be the champions of our FFWS Spring 2025 Southeast Asia preseason champions. It's a mouthful, but we got that one done.
Yeah, like RRQ Kazu. Well, I guess we got a little bit of our hope in there. We are seeing one team take that condition, one team grab that booyah, and one team gets the championship. They didn't want to drag it on. They didn't want to extend it. We might have want to see more, but
yeah,
this brings that excitement even more towards the regular season.
And this is what we were talking about. This is their excitement. The fact that we can no longer predict who's going to be champion. That itself is a game changer, Neptune. I was actually growing a little bored, okay? I had gotten to a point where I was able to get so many predictions on point where it's just like, you know what to expect. You know who's going to go out there. You know who's going to dominate. You know the usual teams. But this time, the usual dominators just didn't dominate. Buriram United, where are they? They're not even close to the top 3. Thank goodness this is the preseason, because now that they are faulted here, when the real thing comes along, at least they will know exactly what they need to do to stop the dominators. First of all, everybody needs to memorize all of these drop spots, and we need to see those hot drops whenever a team achieves the champion rush condition. Because come on, man, you gotta fight for yourself.
Yeah, definitely. That's something that they really need to do. That's why we keep saying doing your homework.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what they're thinking of. Probably they want, like, they're thinking going back to school and do homework. No. Study the bots. Study the drop spot. Study the characters, the skill build of your opponent. Study how to counter them. Study everything all throughout. And it might not be easy, but you will see that it will pay off. RRQ studied every inch of Rimnam village, thus they survive.
I cannot believe. We called it, man. Go to Rimnam. Everybody ended up going there, but only because the circle dragged them there. And I cannot believe how that actually worked out so perfectly in the favor of RRQ. And what's even more unbelievable is that you had the top 4, you had Vietnam in there, you had 3 Indonesian squads in there, and nowhere could you see Thailand. Even Twisted Minds bowed out a little bit early. And you know what's beautiful? By the end of that match, actually 3 other teams activated the champion rush condition. But unfortunately for them, RRQ brought it to an end before they even stood a chance. How about that for some no mercy gameplay, man? They activate it first, and before anybody can have a chance, they end the competition.
Yeah, and all it had to take is a little bit, well, a lot of patience. A lot of patience, not to be aggressive. And all they did was defend themselves despite of everything that's happening. They're not really chasing into elimination. Yes. But see, they dropped in Rimnam. Everyone tried to rush in, but they started taking each other down. And that's one thing, though. RRQ just know how to defend themselves. They lost dudes. That is one of the biggest loss for them. But before we head there, MVP, Maal, 4 elimination, and that they didn't get so much as well. So he's just that guy who can put up the battle on window gameplay.
I mean, it was just a phenomenal competition overall. Maal and RRQ grabbing this victory only means that, guess what? Abe stays at the top. Buriram does not get to beat him. Abe is the overall MVP. I mean, yes, spotlight for Maal here as well. But, you know, 500 USD, bro. That goes into Abe's pocket.
Yeah, only his own. And then he'll get more from the 8,000 US dollars. But well, now that we're talking about that, this is not the end. There's more that they can earn. There's more that they can get, because this is just the first part of the preseason.
Yeah, and of course, looking at the build coming on through here as well, nothing has actually changed on the side of RRQ. I think they're going in here with the standard one, except of course that's this time around brings the Steffi in instead of the Zane. So, and this could have been a potential barrier or, you know, anticipation of a Jonah grenade launcher play, because the grenade launchers have of course been doing some devastating damage out there. That's assuming the Steffi could disable some of that area of damage and disable all of those throwables. You know, even if it's not a lethal, disabling all of those ice grenades as well as the glue wall melters does make a very big difference when needed.
Yeah, definitely. And as we look at the game standing, they are tied with Evo Divine on the total points, but they did get the Booyah. The only condition that they are aiming for, 9 elimination. So if Maal got 4, the rest will be spread out towards the rest of the team. But it's, again, as you mentioned, these are the conditions, these are the points that everyone else needs to be able to get to Champion Rush condition. Yeah. That's why RRQ are, well, motivated to end it with a Booyah.
Absolutely. And, you know, now that they have activated already in the previous game, they just needed to gun for one thing. They didn't need any elimination points. As you can see, it was very soft aggression from them. Only 9 eliminations to achieve the victory in this game number 6. All they needed was that infamous Booyah, and that's exactly what they got. It's very, very impressive how they managed to get exactly what they were gunning for. And like I said, at the end of game number 6, a total of 4 teams have activated the Champion Rush condition. But unfortunately for Twisted Minds, WAG, and Onyx Olympus, RRQ brought it to an end by the time it even started for the rest of the 3.
So for those of you viewers out there who are still confused on how Champion Rush works, if in case RRQ didn't get that Booyah, we will have 4 teams running for that. And the first who gets that Booyah out of 4 teams in game number 7 will be the champion if no one still continues on to game number 8. But that's a lot of talk already. What would happen? Let's listen to what RRQ has to say after this win.
Yang cukup baru, ada Kapten Dudes di sini yang akan menemani kita. So, Kapten Dudes, how are you today? Alhamdulillah.
Baik.
Baik.
She said I'm fine, of course. And yeah, how is your feelings becoming the champion of FFWS Sea 2025 Spring Preseason? Apa yang lu rasain keluar menjadi juaranya di champion preseason kali ini?
Ya seneng lah. Kayak sebenarnya nggak nyangka juga sih. Sebenarnya kita nggak pernah latihan BR sama sekali. Soalnya,
sekali.
Ya sama sekali. Kemarin kan langsung CS, langsung ke sini ya. Kemarin PD gara-gara match day 1 aja sih.
Okay. Of course we feel happy and we didn't expect we can we can be the champion of the tournament, the preseason tournament, because we never train the Battle Royale mode. We only play Clash Squad mode. Okay, the second question is, what is the strategy that deliver your team becoming the champion? Apa sih yang sekiranya ngebuat tim lu bisa mendapatkan juara di turnamen kali ini?
Mungkin tadi sih match terakhir. Kayak kita udah nyentuh di 80 poin kan. Jadi sisanya ya udah kita nggak butuh kill, kita cuma butuh boya aja.
Okay, so the key is when we have reached the 80 points, the champion rush point, we only play objective, we aim for the objective, we play defend, and we did very well. So yeah, that's the tactic for our last game. After this achievement, what is the next target for your team? Setelah achievement yang ini, lu punya target selanjutnya nggak? Kira-kira mau apa di tahun ini? Karena kan ini tahun pembuka dan lu udah keluar jadi juara kan?
Tahun ini ya pengen juara aja sih. Semua yang kita turnamen ini pengen bagus lah.
Semua turnamen yang dijalanin?
Ya semua turnamen yang dijalanin kan masih banyak kan tahun ini. Jadi ya pengen lebih baik dari kemarin aja.
Because we have a lot of ongoing tournament ahead, we hope that we can be better than the last year. Last but not least, any specific people, maybe close ones that you want to say gratitude? Adakah sedikit atau beberapa orang yang pengen lo sampaikan terima kasih atau salam-salam gitu lah?
Ya terima kasih lah buat semuanya yang udah dukung RRQ Kaju dari kita #2 kemarin dan sekarang bisa juara di preseason ini. Semoga kita di kedepannya bisa juara lagi.
Of course, we want to say thank you for all the fans that still supporting us, even though we only made it top 2 on the FFWS Global. But we hope that in the ongoing tournament we can do much better. Dan itu dia sedikit obrolan kita dengan Kapten RRQ Kazu, yaitu seorang dudes di sana, dan nampaknya di tahun ini bakal masih banyak hal yang bisa lo lakuin lagi lah ya.
Ya masih banyak belajar juga, ini baru awal tahun.
Okay, so survivors, that's it our interview with the captain. So back to you, Shoutcaster.
And this is the leaderboard for the MVPs, and RRQ secures it for a bay. A total of 4 MVP titles picked up, 61 eliminations, 2 less than Jonah, but it doesn't matter now, does it?
Yeah, it's more of the number of MVPs that has been taken in the day, and that was a stop to it. A stop for Bermuda United to get it, and well, Abe does deserve it at this point.
It is an opportunity to flex on Buriram. You see how close the 3 of the players were there, but Abe is still the MVP. And of course, you see how close they got to dominating based on yesterday's point rush. You know, insanity. Getting into the top 3 100% of the time. Buriram could barely cut it this time, and they only managed to climb up to the 6th spot with a total of 67 points, whereas RRQ ended the day with 104 points and 2 booyahs to their name.
And ABCD on the 5th spot. Let's flex a little bit on Hawaii Esports. They are ahead of Bermuda United in that leaderboard, 72 points, so that 5 points ahead of BRU. So it doesn't matter really at this point from how many MVPs that you get if you're not in the top and if you're not on that leaderboard as well. So hopefully everything that I'm saying, everything we're saying to Bermuda United will motivate them to do a lot more better in the future, in the active season for spring, because the preseason has been a whopper of a game.
Absolutely, man. Preseason has been exciting from day 1 all the way up into day number 5 here for the grand finals, up until the final game you and I did not know what to expect, and I think that's the most beautiful innovation that Garena Free Fire has brought into their esports ecosystem. I love this. Now that predictability is out of the window, we get to see how exciting it can be all the way to the final moment where we crown the champion. This is a monumental change, and of course another one of those monumental changes is also going to come through next week when the preseason continues in Clash Squad.
Yeah, and top 8 from the Battle Royale will be heading to Clash Squad with more chances in bringing in more honor, prestige, as well as USD. But the key players for the Battle Royale tournament is Abey, of course, our MVP, 21 in elimination, 10,444 in the damage, 9 headshots. Adam following him, also coming from Indonesia, 18 in elimination, 783 on the damage and 6 headshot. And ABCD, the 5th on the MVP, 17 elimination, 8,721 on the damage and 15 on the headshot.
My goodness me, these boys, these numbers are just phenomenal, right? Especially the damage out of Abey there with the 21 eliminations and the 9 headshots. But ABCD definitely earning a very, very decent reputation here for himself as a headhunter out there on the battlefield. We've seen him kind of ravage the other squads quite a number of times already. Cannot wait to see what he does later on in the Clash Squad, as well as when we get to FFWS Sea Spring 2025.
Actually did mention that with how the movement of the final circles is, it is pretty much from what we've seen in Clash Squad. So we will be seeing a different side of Free Fire, but that what bring more excitement into the game. But for the best Predator in terms of elimination, it is Jonah. That will be number 1, 63 on elimination, 42,222. He really loves those twos. And it will be followed by Abey with 61 on elimination, 34,949 on the damage. And Bermuda get high, 57, 32, 168 on the damage. On the 4th is Limit X7 with 56, 44, 721 on the damage. And Wasano, same with 56, but the damage is quite less, 737, 485. But with this, it seems like, yes, they have more representative in this board, but Wasana not on the top or not close to the top. It tells the story of why Bermuda United didn't perform well.
I mean, yes and no, right? I think, there's just so much of shocking information here. The fact that 3 out of 4 main players out of Buriram is on that highlights board tells something very clear of the team, but also history tells us that Buriram, most of the time they don't dominate the grand finals. But of course, this is one of the things that we talked about as well. The top 8 teams moving on to Clash Squad tournament next week on Saturday and Sunday. You will see these top 8 teams take each other on. And one very, very impressive thing here is Toda, the Malaysian squad that scraped through on the 12th spot on a tiebreaker against Core Memory, has now scraped through again to Clash Squad because they are literally on the 8th spot.
Yeah, I mean, that is one thing that Todak has been doing well, being able to get across the boundary and be able to have more experience and more chances. So more chances for Todak right now to get more of the prizes of the prize pool, and as well as, again, this is, I would say, at this moment in Todak and Malaysia's history, this is something that has been different overall.
Absolutely. I think Malaysia has always struggled against the rest of the regions in Southeast Asia, and the fact that Toda actually survived not once but twice shows the resilience within the Malaysian squads, shows that there is still fight in the Malaysian heart, and shows that Toda, if they really wanted it, they can get it done. They just don't have the right formula yet, because even Vietnam did not have the formula at one point. While Esports, as Flash back then, did not have the right formula. It takes time. They took time. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, time is up for Neptune and I as we have to bring this show to a close. Y'all take care. We'll catch you at Clash Squad. Take care. Good night.